everybody. How are you? Let me bring my chat up. It's good to see you guys. Sorry, I'm just looking around for something that I may need later. And I got it. I hope so, Kay. I really do. I wanted to start off with some recommendations. So last night, I watched the Jerry Springer documentary, which was really, really good. And it sent a chill up my former guest booker's spine. You know, it's hard enough doing that job, you know, spending hours and hours and hours on the phone trying to convince someone who is a public figure who would enjoy being on TV in order to sell a book or a point of view or, you know, a piece of legislation or whatever. It's hard enough getting those people to say yes and wrangle them and make sure that they show up on time and that they don't blow you off, or getting a satellite truck to their house or making those arrangements. Sometimes it takes an entire day just to get one guest on the air. But when you're dealing with regular people, and you're dealing with, excuse me, extremely manipulative producers who are under tremendous pressure to deliver, so that your show stays on top of the ratings, and dealing with them and their mental issues and their personal problems, and trying to make sure that they are in the studio on time, and then, you know, dealing with all the ramifications. It's a lot. And the funny thing is that what really screwed Springer was, as the show ratcheted up the violence and encouraged the guests to fight, and they lied more and more to the guests in order to get them to confront each other on stage, it got so out of hand that there was a murder related to the show, where they brought on a guy named Rolf Panitz and his wife Ellie, and Rolf ended up killing his ex-wife, who was on the show. And the funny thing is that I had already known about this because Ellie Panitz appeared on the show Prison Wives, where she gave some long, you know, weepy depiction of her life living in a trailer in Florida, where she could be close to the prison where Rolf has been for the past, 20 years or so. And so I had known about the Panitzes already, but to see the clip from the show, which I hadn't seen in years, was very interesting. But really, it is such an indictment of that kind of show. And there were a lot of shows like that at the time, but very few of them got to the top. And just the unbelievable amount of pressure that those producers were under, and the brutal standards that they were held to. Eventually the show had to collapse. There's no way that it could have continued for years and years and years. And when you bring people like that on who are desperate for attention and who are willing to do anything in order to get on TV and that kind of thing, I did not know that the show left Chicago, Dove Kitty. That's very interesting. When did they leave Chicago? Because I didn't finish the doc. Okay, and then the second recommendation I have is for an absolutely exceptional and extraordinary show called Adolescence. It's on Netflix. And it is a dramatization. It's about a boy who was arrested for killing a classmate. Oh, thank you, Zarfax. I appreciate you. The show is nothing short of remarkable. A lot has been made of the fact that each episode is filmed in a single take. I mean, it's interesting and you notice it if you pay attention, but that's not really the point. The point is, it's a wonderful show about a wonderful dramatization, a very dark one, about masculinity in the modern age, and the dark influences on boys and men coming from the manosphere, principally Andrew Tate, but, these other red pill idiots who were out there preaching a very anti-woman narrative and trying to empower young men by filling their heads full of victimhood, violence, exploitation. And so it's really a view of what can happen to one confused young boy when he starts ingesting this type of content, and when he starts projecting all of that rage and anger onto his real life, and the impact it has on him, obviously on his classmates and on his family. And the interesting thing about this, about the way that the show is done, is that the boy, the actor that they hired to play this kid on the show, it's his first acting job. And so the producers really took a lot of risk in casting this newbie in the show on this particular program. It's a very, very difficult role, and he did a great job. And I think that one of the clever things that they did was that on the program, the kid, we learned that the kid is 13, but he looks much, much, much younger. He looks like he's about 10 or 11. And so his tiny size and the fact that he looks so much younger than he is, I mean, obviously, it doesn't take a lot to put two and two together and realize that it's probably his slight stature and his very, very, sort of lightweight. I mean, he's tiny. He's like a tiny little thing, probably fed into the bullying, the feeling of alienation that this kid had. It's a really brutal, really realistic view, and a very sobering view of what can happen when a young man falls sway to the red pill manosphere message, and the way that it is so easy for these messages to make it into the head of a young boy with the smartphones and the computers and the fact that kids are terminally online and all that kind of stuff. So I highly, highly recommend Adolescence. I haven't seen the whole thing, but what I've seen so far, I absolutely love. And along the same lines, I posted a Twitter thread in the description box. It's a story about an influencer, an OnlyFans girl who went to Dubai and ended up getting brutalized in Dubai. And I wanted to draw your attention to that story because I know that a lot has been made of, well, women who work in prostitution are only at risk if they have a pimp, a manager, a suitcase pimp, a violent man in their life managing their affairs, or if they're trafficked or something like that. That's not true. This girl was an independent operative and obviously had no understanding of what she was getting herself into, and was probably brainwashed by other influencers on Instagram and OnlyFans and so on into thinking that, where's the harm? You go to Dubai, you make a ton of money, and, you go for a couple of days and you make your money and you leave. Well, no, not everybody does leave. And if people do leave, they don't necessarily leave in the same condition that they arrived. I'm warning you that it is a very, very violent, very, very dark story, very, very ugly. And there are going to be descriptions of what happens to these sex workers when they go to Dubai, these prostitutes. And these are stories that you don't read about that often. They don't get a lot of coverage. But I think that we need to pay more attention. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that trying to groom people into getting into this line of work is deeply, deeply irresponsible, because there's a lot about this line of work that does not get covered. The violence, the exploitation, the risk that one faces, especially if you decide to go to a foreign country to ply your trade, and especially if that foreign country is an Arab country or a Muslim country. You need to be very, very, very careful. So anyway, it's getting a lot of coverage, this story, but again, I'm warning you that if you read through this thread, you are going to be absolutely sickened and appalled by what was done to this girl, and indeed what these parties in Dubai can consist of. It is shocking that anyone could put another human being through this level of degradation, exploitation, and violence. So, I'm sorry, I am not a fan of prostitution as a trade. I'm not a fan of people who sugarcoat it, and I'm not a fan of anyone who tries to turn prostitution into a girl boss narrative. No. You need to go into it with your eyes wide open. Let me see. Yeah, and then there's that. There's Brunei. They're the women who were flown to Brunei. There are stories about what they experienced. And reminder that when you go to a country, yes, that's the one, Nietzsche. That's the one. And unfortunately, girls who are on OnlyFans, or Western women in general, are incredibly naive and stupid when it comes to understanding foreign cultures and understanding what your rights are as a woman when you set foot in one of these countries, and an incredibly idiotic and naive way of thinking that if you wave an American or a Canadian or a British passport around, that nothing is going to happen to you. That is completely and totally false. It is totally false. So anyway, there you have it. I'm going to go off camera for a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, correct. And yeah, that's true. But unfortunately, you know, when you go to Dubai or the Gulf in general, there's no guarantee that you will be paid. There is, unless you get paid in advance. There's no guarantee that you'll leave in one piece. There's no guarantee that you will leave at all. There's absolutely nothing stopping these individuals from killing you, burying you in the desert, and you will never be found again. So, all right, guys, I am going to fire up this live stream or this upload that Becky did, because my job here is to hold everybody's trotters to the fire, okay? Every single person involved in this situation sucks. There are no good guys here. None. Amber Lynn, Becky, and Destiny are all pathetic. They're all pathetic. Okay? And I am not here to let anyone off the hook. It's extraordinary to me that dislike of one person could result in this desire to strip Becky, Destiny, and others of their agency. You're acting like Becky and Destiny were children, and that they allowed things to happen to them because they were too naive or too helpless or whatever to know any better. That's not true. Becky and Destiny both had families. Becky and Destiny could both drive. Becky and Destiny made a choice to stay where they were. Now, were they under pressure? That's no excuse. Hey, Judy, how are ya? Good to see you. I just don't understand this willingness to paint a halo over Becky and Destiny's heads. It's ridiculous. What I saw displayed in the video we're about to watch is the most unbelievable desire to play the victim and monetize it. And it seems to never end. And nobody here, nobody, Amber Lynn, Becky, and Destiny, nobody wants to take accountability. Not a single one. Oh no, I'm the biggest victim. Oh no, I'm the biggest victim. No, you all suck. You were all grown. Granted, you're all stunted mentally. You're not well educated. And you're all incredibly childish, but that is absolutely no excuse. You're all a joke. But everybody's making money. Let's see if I can make money today too. Okay. And having said that, please do consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already. I can't guarantee that I'm always going to be holding some fat bitch's trotters to the fire, but what I can promise is that at least I don't focus on one topic, one person, one subject, one area. I try to keep it varied, okay? A little harder to build an audience that way because nobody knows what the hell it is that you're going to be talking about. Good for you, Tizzy. I have the same rule here. I've been scolded on more than one occasion. It's Beck and it's they. No, I call her Becky and I say she. You don't like it? Oh, well. All right. Oops. What did I do? I did something stupid. Okay, let's bring this up. And we'll hear what these spurds had to say. Let's go.
Destiny, please answer your phone. I need you. You are freaking me out. Your texts aren't coming in.
Sorry.
We had plans today.
We still do. I just got up, okay?
I miss you. Well, I remember when that happened, it was the first time I hung out with Dana. And, like, I didn't plan on spending the night, but it just kind of happened. Like, nothing like that happened. It just...
Right.
And, I guess I had told her that we would go and do stuff the next day. Like, I guess we had planned that, but, like, I didn't think she was going to make a big deal about it, honestly. I was just, like, clearly, like, we were already broken up. We had been broken up for, like, 2 weeks.
Right. And it's like, at that point, why would she even be, like... That's just kind of weird to be doing after a breakup anyway. Usually when people break up, they don't see each other anymore.
I know, but we still lived together. And then that was another thing when we were still living together. Like, we had a guest room, and she wouldn't let me sleep in the guest room. I still had to sleep in the bed with her. And
right. Yeah, she did the same thing to me.
Yeah. And
excuse me, Destiny. Can we rewind here a bit? Wasn't the guest room the room where the animals were going outside of the litter box? Wasn't the guest room a filthy, disgusting dump? Aren't you an adult? Aren't you a grown-up? Couldn't you have gone to stay with your family? Didn't, Destiny cheated on Amber Lynn and had that, heffalump girlfriend, Dana. Couldn't you have gone to stay with Dana? Why did you have to stay in the apartment with Amber Lynn? Couldn't you have found a place to go? This is what I don't understand. This is absolutely what I don't get. Both of these idiots allowed Amber Lynn to talk them into continuing to live with her after the breakup. Why would you want to live there after the breakup? Maybe if you literally had nowhere else to go, no place else to stay, no family anywhere, no means, no nothing. Destiny had a job. Destiny had a girlfriend. Destiny had a family. Nobody forced you to. And nobody forced Destiny to keep on acting as Amber Lynn's errand girl and chauffeur after they broke up. You tell her, you know what? Hire an Uber. Get a car service. Learn how to fucking drive. How about that? This is the other thing I don't get. This learned helplessness on the part of Amber Lynn Reed, who refuses to learn how to drive. Now, I get it. There are reasons that maybe she wouldn't fit in a car but all this bullshit about, oh, I'm too anxious to learn how to drive. I don't understand it. Unless you just really want somebody at your beck and call chauffeuring you around. Let's see what Rachel had to say. Yeah, exactly. See, this I agree with. It is repetitive and boring. And you know, Destiny is married now. And Becky is engaged. If I was married to someone and they kept on hopping onto the internet to talk about a relationship that ended years ago, I would feel a certain type of way about it. And I know that they're all there to make money, and they're probably making money hand over fist. I mean, congratulations, I guess. But really, I mean, I guess that you two have nothing else to talk about. Well, Becky does, but nobody watches, you know. And honestly, there have been a lot of conspiracy theories that Becky's fiance is encouraging her to keep on talking about Amber Lynn because this is their money-making operation. But how incredibly undignified and embarrassing. Let's continue.
I mean, it was rough. And then,
hello, Crochetter.
Like I said, I was hanging out with Dana. I went over there. I didn't even go over there till like 7 o'clock that night. Like I spent all day that Saturday with her.
Wait, you spent all that day Saturday with Amber Lynn?
Yeah, like I didn't go see Dana until like it was after 7 o'clock.
So she expected you to come back the next day and have all these plans with her?
No, she expected me to come back still that night. I wasn't supposed to spend the night. Like I said, it just kind of happened.
Right, but I mean, who cares? You're not her partner anymore.
Exactly. And like at that point in time, we were going like every Sunday because at that job we worked at, most of the time we were only off on Sundays. So Sundays were for like, she always wanted to go to Lexington and spend money and do all these things. And I just, like I said, we did it every Sunday. So like, why did one time that you missed it matter that much?
Right.
And she always wanted to go to the movies not till like 10 o'clock at night. Like,
why so late?
Exactly. Why?
What do you mean, why so late, Becky? You know that her sleep schedule was jacked up. You know that. You know that she would stay up late. She would wake up in the middle of the afternoon and stay up late. So yeah, she wanted to go to the movies late because she would wake up late. Yeah, exactly. This is my other problem. 8 to 10 years ago. It's so embarrassing. It's embarrassing as fuck. All three of them are embarrassing as fuck.
But get there like an hour early to pick a seat and get situated and all that stuff. I think it's in like these messages in the next couple of them. You'll see she says something about getting there early to get a seat and get snacks and all that.
Okay, that's all right. I have seen most of these, but I still feel like there's probably some things I haven't seen yet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I sent you these ones, it was like 152 screenshots.
Yeah, no, it was a lot. I miss you too.
Do you really?
Yes. I'll be home when I get home. Be thinking what we are doing today. Sorry, be thinking about what we're doing today.
It is Sunday. Things close sooner. Come home soon.
Okay.
Are we eating somewhere? What did you want to text me?
Wait a minute. So, in other words, Destiny was so annoyed and so put out by Amber Lynn. I miss you too. You see what I mean? Now, one of the things that I'm looking forward to is seeing whether or not these two bitches are honest about the money situation. I mean, Becky has already talked ad nauseum about it, but with Destiny, Amber Lynn gave Dana and Destiny money after, after Destiny finally fucked off, moved out, and Amber Lynn had wrangled Becky and suckered her into getting into a fake relationship with her, right? If I had been involved in a relationship that I thought was abusive, coercive, or in any way detrimental to my mental health or my financial well-being or whatever, I would avoid that person like the plague. I would not keep on hanging out with them. I wouldn't have pity for them. I wouldn't make up excuses. And if I were the partner of someone who had been involved in a relationship that they described as overbearing, abusive, whatever, I wouldn't allow my partner to hang out with that person either. But these two, not Becky and Destiny, but Destiny and Dana, kept going to Amber Lynn with their hands stretched out. And I have a feeling that Destiny is going to be less than honest about this entire thing. Let's continue.
I don't know, like, what she means
Gypsy.
by what did you want to text me? Because, like, I don't know really why we were on here messaging. I know that we had both just got new phones. We had both switched from an iPhone to an Android, and then she hated it. But they wouldn't let her give the phone back. So then she just started using her iPhone again. But I had an Android, and I think she used Messenger because she couldn't see my red receipts.
Wow, that's so interesting.
That's whenever she started carrying around two phones.
Yes.
Yeah.
She would still, like, she had service to the Android for a while and still vlogged and stuff with the iPhone because she refused to vlog with anything else.
Yeah, no.
And then she got really over that phone, and that comes into messages. I think it's a good bit away from these ones, but you see me and her arguing about this whole phone thing.
Right. Nothing. Just said I would.
Who cares?
Do you want to do those things today? I'm almost ready.
Okay.
You on your way? I'm too excited to get out of the house.
Not yet. Soon, though.
Are you excited to hang out with me?
Yes.
I'm sorry for all the calls and texts. I just feel like my heart is being ripped out of my chest slowly. In a way, I feel like I'm handling it better than I could be. Wants to give me pills.
What pills? The F?
Anxiety pills, I guess.
Oh, where would she get those?
She has them. Are you on your way now?
Not yet.
But there are a lot of things I want to do. I don't want to be rushed, and it looks like I'm going to have to be. And I want to go and buy the movie theater ticket way early and get the seat I want. We were supposed to do my hair today before we did anything.
Okay.
Listen, this is what I was talking about when I said I had to pick her hair. Her hair, like the way that she left it was in a bun. And then, like, I don't know. Her hair was so long. It went past her butt. And she kept it in that bun all the time. Well, she had, like, kept it in that bun, and then...
And it got matted, didn't it?
It, like, not only did it get matted, but, like, it was, like, the front of her... Like, how my hair does this. Like, the front of hers, she had, like, kept doing it like that. But it was, like, super long. And she kept, like, just curving it kind of, like, with her head and tucking it into the bun. And, like... I don't know. I had the picture for so long on my phone of, like, the way it looked, because I was just like, you look crazy right now. Yeah. But she wanted me to fix her hair from not being like that before we went and did anything. But when I finally did do that, it took me like 3 hours.
Wait, so dude, this entire time, whenever she said we were supposed to do my hair today before we did anything, she meant that you were supposed to pick her hair.
Yeah.
I thought this entire time you were supposed to take her to get her hair done.
No, I couldn't get her to. I mean, she wouldn't have gone with it like that. But for a long time, I told her she needed to go and get it, like, trimmed, because, like, a couple weeks before we broke up, she tried to trim it herself, and she just, like I said, it was, like, past her butt. She threw it over her head and then tried to just, like, cut straight across, like, the ends, and it ended up like this. Like, it was in, like, a V, because it wasn't even. She had so many dead ends. And I was like, now it looks like crap. And now you have to cut off even more. So then I had to cut it straight across. And it was straight across, but then she kept putting it up in that bun, like I said, and it turned into that mess.
Yeah. No, I get it, because she would do that and leave it like that, and then it would get matted, and I would have to sit there for hours and pick out that rat's nest, and it would be so greasy, and it would take so long, and it would hurt her. Like, she would cry and stuff because it would be so painful. And it's like, please get your hair cut, then it'll be easier to manage. But she would not do it. She absolutely refused.
I know. And, like, when I picked her hair, I used, like an actual, like, I went to Sally's and got stuff. I got, like, a pick, and I used, like, baby oil. I used conditioner. I used so much stuff.
Yeah, it's like you were really trying. And it's like she wasn't trying to keep it from happening. Yeah, but we had to try to take care of it.
I only did it the one time. She had never done that before.
I'd had to do it more than once.
Yeah.
So, geez. But it's
Okay.
like, at least you were willing to still try to do it, and you were broke up with her.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And you were broken up with her. And you had a whole other girlfriend. And you were still doing this. You could have blocked her. You could have blocked her. You could have left the messages on read. What was she going to do about it? Call the police? Send out a St. Bernard to look for you? I mean, again, I have no sympathy for anybody involved in this whole thing. None. Amber Lynn is ridiculous, needy, pathetic, incapable. I mean, keep in mind, this was a long time ago. I'm thinking that now that she's had the opportunity to live on her own. Yes, I know her mother is her current, chauffeur and errand runner and all that kind of shit. But I'm hoping that at least she picked up some ability to do shit on her own. But again, this is all learned helplessness. And both of you enabled her. Both of you did. And again, you had families nearby. You had friends. You had options. Destiny had a job. Destiny had like a whole other life. But every week you went to pick her up and help her run errands. It's ridiculous. Absolutely retarded. Let's continue.
That was not your place.
None of it was. Like, all
Dang,
of these
man.
things that she still made me do for so long, none of that really was my responsibility. But like at the time, I felt bad because
She didn't have nobody else.
by herself and she had nobody else. Like,
Yeah,
and
exactly. Me
that was
too.
her own fault. Because she was hanging out with Charlotte and his cousin, and but she didn't want to hang out with them unless her hair wasn't like that, for one. And then she didn't want to talk to them about that kind of stuff. She just wanted to be like chameleon to them, she just formed to hanging out with them.
Right. Yeah, she didn't want them to see that side of her.
Yeah.
Because it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh, so she did have people that she was hanging out with. So there were other people. It wasn't like she was completely isolated. So why didn't they take her shopping? Why didn't they take her to the grocery store, the movies, or whatever? So she wasn't completely isolated and by herself. What is this shit? What is going on here? Let's go.
It was.
Right. But it's like it was totally fine for us to see that. And for us to have to deal with it,
Literally.
Oh, boy.
Why don't you want to leave yet?
I'm about to. I'll text you when I leave.
Why don't you care that I want to spend the day outside of the house?
I do.
You don't, LOL. You would have left already.
I do. Please don't.
Then can you just leave now? I've been ready and waiting like a complete loser.
I am soon.
That's what you have been saying for 2 hours now.
I am, though.
What is taking so long?
I feel like she would be whining the entire time. I'm so surprised she wasn't calling you back to back, dude.
She was. That's why she was saying she was sorry for all the texts and calls, because she was calling me. If I wasn't responding to her on this, very quickly, she was trying to call me and everything. And there's some of the times you can see where it took me a while to call her back. It's because Dana took my phone and would either turn it off or just put it somewhere else because we were getting very annoyed.
Oh my God. Dana took your phone. The one person in this entire fucking circle with what appears to be common sense. Dana took your phone. Last year I got a call from an unknown number. It was a number with a 771 area code, and the person, and I almost never pick up calls if I don't know the number, if I don't recognize it. And it didn't have the scam likely message at the top, but like an idiot, I picked up the call, and it was an individual who said that they were raising money for a widows and orphans fund. They were raising money for police officer families and police officers who had been injured in the line of duty, that kind of shit. And, I spent a bit of time talking to this person. And I didn't send them money. I didn't give them my credit card number or my debit card number or anything. But I said, okay, well, I might want to donate. Why don't you send me some reading material? And I gave them my address. That number called me like 5 times a day, every day for months. And I kept blocking it. And they kept calling back on a different number, but it was the same area code. And then finally I got fed up and I looked it up, and it turned out that this operation is a scam. It's actually a political action committee. And what they do is they call and they claim to be raising money for charity, but it's not. It's going into some like right-wing war chest. And it is impossible to block these calls. It is impossible. Every time you block one number, they call you back with another number, and I'm still getting calls. I got curious, and I picked up a call from that area code, and it was a woman this time on the phone saying that she was raising money for breast cancer. And it never fucking ends. And apparently this operation has been reported to the Better Business Bureau about 1 million times, and there's no way to stop it. So guess what I do? I don't answer the fucking call. I put it in voicemail. They never leave a message. They just keep calling and calling, and it's annoying as fuck. I block as much as I can, but for the most part, I just send it right into voicemail. I ignore it. Dana had the right idea. Take your phone. Don't let that woman take over your fucking life. She's not in a relationship with you anymore, Destiny. And let her figure it out on her own. She was in her 20s at the time. Come on now.
Right. I mean, I don't blame you guys either. Like, this is your ex. She shouldn't be calling and texting. Where are you? Where are you?
Literally.
It's like, you don't have control over me anymore, man. I am, though.
What's taking so long?
Nothing.
Then there you go. If you aren't doing anything and you know what I'm going through, you tell Dana you have to go.
Oh my God.
I just wish I understood everything better.
I'm sorry.
Can you explain it to me? Explain why I'm here waiting for you when we should already be hanging out.
I don't have an explanation.
Do you just not want to be near me?
That's not it.
Oh, for God's sake.
You want to be around her.
Sorry.
Oh, imagine.
We have plans though, Destiny.
I am coming.
You're completely putting me last.
Oh my God. You have no idea how many times she would say that to me. You're completely putting me last. You're always putting me last.
Oh my gosh.
Not trying to.
We aren't going to have time for me to do anything. Need to be at the movies at 10. I want to go to Target. I want to eat. It will take us an hour to get there. Like, what are you doing to me? You're
Oh my
torturing me.
God.
I would never do this to you.
I'm going to be there soon.
You haven't even left yet, Destiny.
I'm really sorry. I am about to.
No, of course. Of course, Amberlynn would never do that to Destiny or anyone else because she can't fucking drive. Imagine what a terror Amberlynn would be if she could drive. Amberlynn strikes me as the kind of person who would show up at somebody's house and just park outside and stare longingly at the doorway, or like show up unexpectedly at places where somebody that she's interested in is hanging out. That's the kind of person Amberlynn strikes me as. But again, I mean, both of these women, Becky and Destiny, both could drive. They were both mobile. They didn't have to ride carts or scooters or whatever. What's going to happen if you don't pick up the phone? What's the worst that can happen? What is Amberlynn going to do about it? You know, no agency at all. And this is what I don't understand about the community. Like, why are you painting these two fat bitches as victims? They're not victims. They allowed this to happen to them. They played into it.
How can you be really sorry if you aren't doing anything about it? You only say sorry if you're going to change what is hurting someone. You've become cold. I always thought the world of you. I never met someone like you. Kind, gentle, patient, understanding, warmest heart I've ever met. But now, look at you. I don't understand what has happened.
Amberlynn, I'm not being cold. Please stop making me feel like a shit person.
This is cold. It really is. We had plans that you aren't caring about.
Oh my God.
If you cared, we would be in Lexington right now.
Okay.
We probably won't get to Lexington until 7 p.m. How am I supposed to eat peacefully and then wander around Target in such a short amount of time?
Oh no.
That's not true.
I wanted to spend all day with you. That was the plan.
I'm about to leave.
You've been saying that for hours.
I really am.
Please call me.
No.
Why not?
When I leave, I will.
You just said you were leaving? You always told me you'd be here for me no matter what. You're proving otherwise lately.
Stop, please.
I just want to get out of the house and have a good time, and it's like pulling your teeth out. Have you left yet? Are you getting my text? I feel really sick, and I am having an anxiety attack. I really need someone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I was waiting for your call, but didn't get one.
Calling.
No, you really didn't put up with much. Like, you did put up with some stuff, but you also were really quick to put your foot down, and she let you do it because she also had this adoration for you that I don't think she's had for anybody else.
Yeah, Destiny really put her foot down by getting sassy in DMs. And then you know what she would do? She would get her fat ass in the car and she would drive right over and she would do whatever Amberlynn wanted. But yeah, she's a real girl boss, this Destiny.
I don't know what it was. Like, I mean, when me and her first got together, she tried to be that way towards me, you know, just like, you know, how she is. And I was like, that don't fly with me. It doesn't. Like, I don't care who you are to me. You're not going to treat me like that. Like, because the girl I was with before her treated me like that. And I was like, that is not happening ever again. And like, never even acted like that until after we moved in together. Like, we weren't even moved in together a month. And we got into that huge argument where I accidentally called her Pookie and she walked home from Walmart. That was not a month living together.
Okay, can I remind everybody about the circumstances leading up to them moving in together? They met online, of course, and within a very short period of time, Destiny and, I don't know, a relative got into a car, van, whatever, drove to Virginia, to Crystal's parents' house, picked Amberlynn up, and brought her to wherever it was. I guess it was Kentucky at the time, where Destiny was living, or maybe Florida. I don't remember. One of those two states. I want to know what the fuck is going on with these parents. What is going on? You had Casey's mother, who allowed that ham planet to move in with them into a one-bedroom apartment and leech off of them for 3 years? You had Crystal, whose parents allowed the ham planet to move in with them. And keep in mind, Crystal had never met Amberlynn in person. And Amberlynn moved in, or maybe she had, maybe at a convention or something. At most, these girls had met Amberlynn one time, at most, before moving her in. Destiny had never met her in person. Becky went to that shithole apartment that Destiny and Amberlynn had shared, saw the state of it, saw how filthy it was, saw the state of the guest room, and the bed bugs and everything else. And what does she do? After saying she doesn't want to be in a relationship and she wasn't in love with Amberlynn and all that, moves Amberlynn's fat ass into the house, into the gay care with Eric and Ricky. What is wrong with these people? And honestly, what is wrong with these parents? Why would you let a stranger from the internet, who you don't know from Adam, who has no education, no job skills, no intention of getting work, not in school, why would you move that person in with you? You don't know this person. You don't know who they are, what they're capable of. I absolutely don't fucking understand. Thank you so much, Ms. Lori. I appreciate you. Thank you. I mean, why are we putting these women in like some special category of hero and victim and everything else? You all made such bad life choices. And then once you realized you'd made a mistake, you did nothing to fix it. I don't get it. And you know, Destiny was saying, "Oh, well, I'm not going to let Amber Lynn push me around the way she pushed everybody else around." Destiny took Amber Lynn with her to her work, where she sat around fatly and driving people crazy and basically stalking Destiny's every move. It's crazy to me. The fuck is wrong with you people?
Are you serious?
I really didn't care. I was like, I mean, if you're not going to answer my texts, you're not going to answer my calls, and you're running away on a scooter in Walmart, I'm going to just leave you there. So that's what I did. And I left her there. And she walked home. And
wait, so she was running away in a scooter from
like,
you?
First of all, we were both in scooters because she always made me ride in one too.
Pathetic.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Anytime, like, I don't know.
Let me guess. So people weren't looking just at her.
Yes. She was like, well, I don't want to ride by myself. And I mean, for the most part, when we went to Walmart, it was at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, there wasn't many of them being used. So like, I didn't feel as bad, but like, I didn't want to ride in the scooter anyway. Like, it was dumb.
Right.
And
you could walk faster.
We were, I want to say like in the coloring books or something. And
of course.
I just like was casually talking to her and said it. And she didn't even say anything to me. She just scooted away. Just gone. So I started calling her and texting her. She wasn't responding. And then when she did answer, she was like, I don't know, like she was like yelling and she sounded like she was crying. And she was like, why did you call me that? And I just like,
the
like,
drama,
it was just like a habit kind of thing said it. So I was like, didn't even really register what I said to her. And then when she said it to me, she said, you called me Pookie or whatever. I was like,
you had literally only been with her for a month.
Yeah. I mean, we had been talking for a while. Like this was like July. We had been talking since like February or something.
Right.
So, I
but
mean,
that's still just a few months.
We had just recently met, you know, in that month too, you know,
right.
like physically met. So it's like, it was a whole thing.
When she moved from Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. You had been talking, but you never met in person. This is something else I don't understand. Maybe I'm just way too ancient to get it. But like, how can you imagine that you're in a relationship with a person that you've never met face to face? How can you delude yourself into that? And then the first time that you meet in person, you load all their shit up and move them in with you and your family? No, you kids today, I just don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. This is something that is so foreign to me.
Virginia to Florida.
Yes. And like she hung up on me and then she just wouldn't answer me again. She wouldn't answer my text. I was like, okay, well, where are you? Like, I want to go home. Like, clearly we're not getting anything or like whatever we were there for. So, and thankfully we were at the Walmart close to our apartment. We usually stopped at the one by our work, which was like 30 minutes away. So miraculously we were there and I left. I was like, fine. I'm not dealing with this. So I left.
After a month.
I'm surprised that she walked home.
Me too.
I was so surprised too. But like at this point, she hadn't been working yet. So like, I don't know. She was just chilling at the house for the most part. So she had to have built up some stamina just sitting around.
That's not how you build up stamina.
How was it when she came home?
Well, when I got home, I still had been trying to call her. Like I was like, you know, every little bit I got away from the Walmart, I was like, you know, I don't want to get all the way home. And then her be like, come get me or something, you know, like it was dumb. So
she probably still wasn't picking up, was she?
No. And she wasn't answering my texts. Like she wasn't even reading them, anything. So I was like, whatever, like she can figure it out or I'll go get her eventually. Like when I feel like it, like on my terms. So then I got home, I cleaned up a little bit of stuff, did what I needed to do. And I got in the shower. Like I just went about my nightly routine. Like I got in the shower, took my shower. And right about the time I was getting out of the shower and I was trying to get dressed, she had been calling me. She'd called me like twice. And I was like, oh, of course. Now you're ready. Now that I'm like in my pajamas. So when I answer it, she's like, I'm most of the way home. I'm like, what do you mean you're most of the way home? Like, how did you get there? And she was like, I walked.
Isn't that amazing? That where there's a will, there's a way. Now, keep in mind, Amberlynn was not 600 pounds at the time. Okay, because she was able to eventually get, a job at that care home where Destiny worked. But you see how the learned helplessness of Amberlynn Reed suddenly goes poof when she has no choice and she has to do something for herself on her own. And keep in mind, again, this was a month after they got together in person. A month. So both of these girls ignored about 1 million red flags and just went ahead with it anyway. Why? Why? I mean, I know that the heart wants what the heart wants, but I mean, when somebody is this demanding, this annoying, this needy, this lacking in independence, this dependent on other people to get her from point A to point B and do things for her and untangle her hair, and she can't do anything on her own. I mean, no, absolutely not. No way.
So shocked.
I was so shocked. I was like, well, do you want me to come get you? And she was
Correct,
like, no.
Riri.
So she finished walking home.
She was too proud.
Yeah. And then, like, I really don't remember what happened once she got home.
Oh, you don't remember, huh?
Like, it just went about her business. Like, I don't think it was ever actually settled.
You don't think that? I'm just really surprised that she didn't just like keep you locked and cornered into an argument all night and you got no sleep. Because if that would have happened with me and her, that's what she would have done with me. She would not have came home and just went about her night. I would have been hell on earth.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have remembered if we got into like another argument or like was yelling at each other or whatever. But no, I don't remember that. So like either it was a really bad argument. It's like blacked out. Like I don't really do that though. So it's like, I don't know. Right. I don't know. Like, I think I probably just ignored her because that's what I did a lot of the time when she just acted like that. I would just ignore her. Like, that's
sounds
not gonna
great.
Get anywhere with me.
I'm surprised you were able to ignore her. She just made it so difficult for me too, because she would just make it to where I was really never out of her sight.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
whose fault was that?
At Eric and Ricky's, like, where were you supposed to go?
Right. And it's like,
where were you supposed to go? It was a house. Where were you supposed to go? How about going to your families? How about going somewhere else? Get in the car and go to, I don't know, Applebee's or wherever, Chi-Chi's or wherever they used to go to eat. Go spend time with your sister. Go visit your mother. Go somewhere. My God, the two of you had the keys to the car. You were able to do a lot more stuff than she was. Leave her alone in the house with Eric and Ricky. Let Ricky, knock her down a few pegs and shade her. And you, Becky, you go somewhere that is accessible by a motor vehicle. How about that?
She wanted to keep me away from them.
Yeah, she didn't want them to think badly of her.
No, like she always thought that if she wasn't in the room with us, that's what we were doing, was all
Hey,
talking
SARS.
crap about her. Like our entire world revolved around talking crap about her. And that just wasn't the case. Did it happen? Yeah. But it did not happen all the time.
Yeah, because I mean, it's nice to take a break from thinking about you, talking about you, dealing with you.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand.
And it's like, I'm actually able to vent to people who get it because they're here witnessing it all.
Yeah. And it's not like she's quiet about anything. So it's not like they didn't already know. Just because you weren't in the room with them doesn't mean they didn't know what was going on.
Oh, yeah. They could hear everything.
Oh, my God, Doris. I would love to get an update on Ricky. Ricky didn't deserve any of this shit. He didn't. Not at all. Not even close. Ricky was so cute. Ricky was like the breakout star of this shit show. Good looking, personality, sense of humor. He knew how to cook. He had a good work ethic. He was absolutely adorable. I am so glad that he got away from that drip, Eric, if indeed he did. And I hope that Ricky has a great life. Ricky is the kind of guy that I hope that someday he moves to Lexington, Louisville, somewhere like that, gets into the whole gay scene, meets a really great guy who appreciates him. Ricky was the best thing to come out of the Amberverse. I mean, he's the only bright light in this entire shit show. The only good thing to emerge from it, and I am dying to know what he's doing now.
Oh yeah.
Because we all know Amber wasn't quiet either when she was mad.
Yeah. No.
They were married,
Did not
Tella.
care.
No, she didn't. Whew, we are way off topic. Are you ready to keep going on these screenshots?
Okay, so these aren't on that hate group about me. Dana is doing exactly what breaks my heart every single day regarding being on YouTube. I would appreciate it if you would talk to her and tell her to stop. This is completely disrespectful. Destiny, you know everything I've been through with this. This girl you like is now beating down the girl you used to love. Please make this stop. Well, I mean, Dana was very against not even being civil with Amberlynn when me and her we weren't even dating yet. We were just talking and had gone on like a date. And then like we hung out at her house and she was just very against Amberlynn. Like she didn't want anything to do with her.
I wonder why.
So Amberlynn sent me these screenshots because it's a hate group on Facebook. And of course, Amberlynn was part of it. You know, she had to be reading about herself.
Of course, always.
Literally, Dana just posted a picture of her and I. And people were just commenting on it like, you know, how do you deal and all that. And she was constantly like in these Facebook groups. She was constantly on like Discord. She was constantly on all that stuff.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, I know. Like, especially Kiwi Farms. She drove herself crazy with Kiwi Farms.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'd be like, why are you reading that? Like, if it's upsetting you, why are you doing that to yourself? Like, why are you just continuously reading it and just, like, putting yourself down, basically?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. She just did it so much to the point that she started letting it control everything that she did. And, like, that's what was going into her videos and stuff, was her trying her hardest to do what she can to change people's minds or to prove somebody wrong in some way, somehow. But we all know that she would just end up messing up in the end anyway, especially like if people would say, you're not going to go through on this diet. She's like, yes, I am. And she would literally do it for like 5 days.
You know what, Doris? I could not agree with you more. Could not. Hi, Buggy. Hi, baby boy. Let's see if I can show him. Hang on. Bug, sit. Sit. Look at that. Everybody say hi to my baby. Buggy. Baby boy. Baby boy. He likes to barge in here. He's a barger. Okay. Buggy, what you doing in here? You want some water? You want some water? Hang on a second. Out. Come on, go drink some water. What a good boy. Okay, sorry, I'm back. He's amazing. He's just got this ability. He's like, he knows how to pick a lock, I think. All right, let's continue.
And then quit. But I'm getting way off topic. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. The diet thing, that's crazy. Because like when me and her still lived here, like before we moved to Kentucky, like there was a point where she was trying all these different diets and going on Weight Watchers and all that. And I was like, first of all, Weight Watchers is some kind of subscription. You have to pay for it. I was like, I'm tired of paying for it. And then you don't do it. Or like they give you those cheat points to use, like if you're out to eat or whatever, and she'd use all of them like the first day. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, it's just pointless. And then she'd be like, well, I want to do this kind of diet. And we'd go to the grocery store and spend all this money on groceries and then go out to eat.
Yeah.
Of course.
Would rot.
Literally. I was like, you need to, like, we didn't make very good money. I don't know how we really survived at that apartment. Like, I don't know. Like, she managed the money. I don't know how she managed the money, but she did. And I was like, you need to pick groceries or going out to eat. Like, it doesn't matter which one, but we can't do both.
Yeah, you know, DM dropping is a shitty thing to do. Dropping your own DMs from like 100 years ago is so cheap and tacky. Dropping other people's DMs that were not sent to you is a whole other level of horseshit and bullshit. And I'm warning you, people who like to make money by dropping DMs to show somebody in a particularly bad light, don't be surprised if somebody does it to you. They get a hold of your DMs and they drop them to make you look like the piece of shit that you are. Don't cry about it. It's a shitty thing to do. It really is. And these two, I mean, what can you say? It's content, but it's an indication of how these two don't have a creative bone in their body, and they're just out to make a couple of bucks off of the Amberlynn hate mob. It's just gross. These DMs aren't even interesting. They're just pathetic.
Not with the amount of money we were making. I was like, it's just not going to work out that way. And
right.
then it would just be like, well, I really need to go on a diet. And I'm like, I'm not against you going on a diet. Do what you need to do, but you can't decide to go on this diet and then us leave Walmart and go to like Denny's. We were regulars at Denny's for so long.
We remember.
Really?
We ate there like every night for so long.
Yep.
It was ridiculous.
We remember.
I can kind of see that though, because that became Cheesecake Factory whenever we moved to Lexington.
And that's so expensive to keep on doing.
It really, really was.
That's god awful. I mean, we had like, we'd walk in and they'd be like chit chatting us up, and we had our spot like that they kept for us. Like, it was an every night thing. Shameless now.
Yeah, what was the whole Shameless now thing?
Because we had started watching Shameless together like right before Christmas. No, we started watching it Black Friday because we went to Lexington to Black Friday shop, and we went to Denny's because we hadn't been to Denny's in a while, and that was our thing, whatever. And the waitress was telling us about Shameless. She couldn't remember the name of the show being Shameless, but she was just telling us all the kooky things that happened in it. So we were like just really into watching it. And that was basically when she would say that, it was because she was upstairs or
exactly,
downstairs
Tiffany,
watching TV, and I was either opposite of her and she'd want to watch it.
So, okay.
What a boring story
that I had no idea about, dude.
Okay.
I had no idea.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I don't remember how she met these people, for one. And I don't know if that, like, I know that that's their names, but like, I mean, I don't know. She was talking to a girl named, and then another person. I don't remember like their pronouns or anything. They just went by. That's all I know. But okay, so I don't know if she was in a relationship with anybody or if she was single or like what was going on with that. I just know that like they talked a lot, and this was after me and her broke up. Like, this was very quickly after me and her broke up. So that's why I didn't understand why when I did go out hang out with Dana, like what was the big deal? Why weren't you talking to one of these people? Because she was talking to these people right after we broke up.
Of course. I mean, that's just what she does.
Yeah, it is what she does.
That's what makes me feel like she's talking to people behind our backs anyway, is what she was doing.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't remember like how they met or like really anything about her. I just remember that she was talking to this person.
Okay.
But this is juicy. Okay.
Oh, probably not, but
was married. And also in a relationship with like an older woman. Like, I remember Amberlynn telling me that was technically like a grand person. Like I said, I don't remember their pronouns. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, how old is this person? And she was like, I think, they're only like 32 or, something. Like, they were in their early 30s. So I was like, well, how are they already a grandparent? Like, that's very like early.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, their wife is like, I think she said that they were in their 50s or something. And it was like her kids from a previous marriage.
Oh, okay.
And
so the wife was in her 50s and the other one was in her 30s. Watch out, people in girl world will call you a PDF, because apparently that counts as being a PDF and a predator. If there's a big age difference between the two of you, it doesn't matter if you're a fully grown adult. Oh no, you're a predator, you're a PDF, whatever. All right.
They had grandchildren together, and I was like, well, why is this person talking to you if they're married? Like,
wait, so were they talking like that?
Yes.
No way.
Oh yeah.
So what?
And, like, I want to say he lived in like Arkansas or Texas or something. I don't know where he lived, but I remember her saying something about like wanted to leave their wife, wanted to be away from it, but like didn't at the same time. Like, it was like they were too chicken to go through with it. Like there was too much invested probably, which it sounds like there was.
No, it's bullshit. You know, how much of a cliche is that? You know, with married men, oh, my wife doesn't understand me. No, you're just a cheater. That's all. And lesbians do it too. Who would have known? Who cares? This was 10 years ago. Who gives a shit? Amber Lynn wasn't the one who was married, by the way. You know, you want to point fingers at these bitches who were in Amber Lynn's DMs, you know, who were in other relationships. I mean, this is something that drives me crazy about Karina Kaboom. Oh my God, you don't appreciate the sanctity of some other couple's marriage. No, that's their responsibility. They're the ones who are supposed to uphold it. I mean, it's awful. Amber Lynn should have steered clear. But people lie a lot online. Did you know that? Did you know that people lie online? Anyway, let's continue.
And I was like, if I were you, I wouldn't get in that mess because that just sounds like a big mess. Like you're just this other woman to this married person. Like leave that alone.
Right.
And but she didn't. And I know that they were having, you know, like phone stuff. I know they were doing that, and she was doing that.
Yeah, can we remember that Destiny was cheating on Amber Lynn? That she met Dana at work? And that she was going behind Amber Lynn's back? Who the fuck are you, Destiny, to point fingers at anybody? Who are you? Oh, but they were married. Yeah, and you were in a relationship. Now, I know that Amber Lynn is a annoying fucking heffalump. I get it. But you didn't even have the decency to break up with her before running off with Dana? Oh, well. But karma came to bite you in the ass, didn't it, Destiny? Oh, well.
Oh, my God.
I don't know why she was trying to talk to Casey. That was weird. Like,
so
I don't know.
She was trying to talk to Casey during this. She was also talking to, and was married.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And we were broken up, and you see the way she was still treating me. And I don't know why
crazy.
I don't know why she was trying to talk to Casey, like, at all. Because this was right after all that stuff happened with Casey.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know.
Why would she be asking Casey won't talk to me anymore? Because you just accused him of something awful?
Yeah. And all that boiled down to was that she used the wrong word.
I know, it absolutely breaks my heart because that could have potentially ruined everything for him forever.
I mean, anyone can Google your name.
Yeah, but it didn't, did it? And Casey needs to move the fuck on, too. Casey apparently has no life. And the only way that Casey can get attention is talking about a relationship that ended, 15 years ago? I have no respect for anybody involved in this. Not a single solitary soul. None of them. Let's continue.
Name when you go to put in for a job, and someone could have easily seen that, connected to him.
Right.
And been like, dude, there's all this stuff about you on the internet. I don't know if I want my company to be a part of what you got going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's very detrimental to someone, and he's in a good place, but it could have really been potentially bad, and she just doesn't care about that.
No, she wanted the attention for the video.
Oh, for sure.
Because she was the victim in the video.
I just feel like it was so manipulative.
Literally.
Manipulative and, I don't know, just very disgusting. And it makes me sick to my stomach that I even was a part of this. Like, I was even with this person who was capable of being like that.
Right? Like, I never watched, like, from the time we got together, or, like, even when we were talking, like, before we have physically met. I never watched her videos. Like, when me and her first started talking, she didn't even tell me she had a YouTube channel. Like, I don't remember how I stumbled upon it. I want to say she had posted something on Instagram, and I was like, she posted YouTube videos. And, I mean, she wasn't very big yet. But when I saw them, I said something about it to her, and she was like, oh, my gosh, don't watch my videos. I was like, why? And I mean, it was like those early on videos where they weren't very interesting anyway. So it was like, I didn't really want to watch it.
Right.
But it was like, okay, like, if you don't want me to watch them, I'm not going to watch them. And then, like, when we got together and she was like posting more and more, I still never watched them just because, like, I was living it. So, like, why did I need to watch what you did? I know what you did today.
Right.
I never watched them. And then I never knew when she was filming. I never knew, like, what she was filming. I didn't know what she was going to edit out. Like, I knew nothing.
Right. And me either. I get it.
What? Again, zero agency. What do you mean you didn't know when she was filming? So you didn't notice that she was holding a camera up or a phone up? You didn't notice that she was pointing a phone at you, given the fact that she has a YouTube channel? Wouldn't you assume that if somebody posts vlogs on a YouTube channel and they're pointing a phone at you and asking you questions or whatever, that they're going to upload that content onto YouTube? What do you mean? How is it that the two of you lived with a person who was a vlogger on YouTube, but you had no idea what they were uploading, no idea what they were saying, no idea about their content, no idea about shit? How is that? That's amazing. It's just, again, zero agency. Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, you did. Come on, shut up.
Like, because she was doing that, I didn't know what was being posted because I also wasn't watching it. So it was like a lot of the videos she posted of me where it's like very controversial for me, I didn't know she was going to leave that stuff in there, or, you know, like I just didn't know.
Right.
That it was even going to be like posted on the internet. Like there was no forewarning that like, hey, I'm recording you. It's going to go live, basically.
Okay, so once you did know, you couldn't go up to her and say, you know what, that was really fucking embarrassing. Could you take that down? You know, like filming Destiny in the shower or whatever. You didn't realize she was filming you in the shower? That is such a lie, Destiny. That is such a fucking lie. Or did she say, but babe, this is the way I make money. You know, don't tell me to take it down because people are super interested and blah. I'm not buying what you're selling, lady.
Right. And that was just a big invasion of your privacy anyway.
Let's see. Me and Beck are bad. Ugh. Casey won't talk to me anymore.
What?
Can I just say that Alexis is probably one of the most disgusting people to get involved in this whole thing. And I'm leaving the reactors out, like the Ankle and Karina and Jordy and all those people. They're awful. Okay. Alexis gives off such major, hardcore, jilted girlfriend energy. There is so much bitterness behind Alexis and so much jealousy of Tommy and so much anger directed at a person. Okay, so you guys were friends and you FaceTimed and you talked every day and everything else. And you never got into a relationship. And now the only thing that you can do is exploit that window of time where you and Amber Lynn were corresponding. Because Alexis has nothing to offer except for her own bitterness and bile. Trust me, I've got some leeches that I kicked out of my community years ago, and this is the only thing that they can talk about. They go in from chat to chat to chat to talk shit about me. People, and these are people whose names I never knew. These are people who I never had private conversations with. Or if I did, they were very like superficial, like, oh, I really liked your video about X. Thank you very much. I didn't know any personal details about them. We were never friends. But they got so angry when I blocked them that they just can't get over it. You know, and that's what Alexis is like, but on steroids, because she decided to start a YouTube channel so she could monetize, you know, whatever the fuck that relationship was.
I just have no one.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Me and Dana.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm crying because I feel so shitty.
Don't.
And maybe you should. WTF.
And you're just like, WTF. You really probably didn't, did you?
Huh?
You probably didn't truly give too much of a crap, did you?
No, like, I'm like, why are you telling me your business? Like,
Because
I don't
wanted
know.
you to care, Destiny.
Clearly. No one wants me. I'm so tired of getting hurt.
Hey, Ritz.
You'll find someone.
And
So
then
like,
these were screenshots with me and you.
oh yeah. Honestly,
Because
I wasn't being very honest to you either. Like I wasn't
Oh, what a
that
shock.
excited to meet her. I was just like, it was fun to have somebody to talk to, but she was really trying to push things so quick.
She does. Like when me and her first started talking, like she immediately wanted to be like on FaceTime and like just phone calls all the time. And I mean, when we first started talking, I was still in a relationship. So I was like, I can't be doing all that. Like, I don't want to do all that. I didn't really know her. Like, we weren't talking.
Oh, again, here we go again. Now we see a pattern. So Destiny was in a relationship when she and Amber Lynn started talking. Got it. And then she was in a relationship with Amber Lynn when she met Dana. Got it. But this one wants to sit here and put herself on a pedestal and point fingers. Can you believe that Amber Lynn was talking to a married woman? And this is the one, these two over here are better than. Okay.
That yet.
Right.
And like it slowly became that on my part. That was my bad. But, and then it was like,
right. But she was probably still inserting herself a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't she?
Oh, yeah. And then once I broke up with a girl I was with, it was like we constantly had to be on like FaceTime or whatever. Like I didn't even have an iPhone when me and her got together. It was one of the Samsung phones. And she was like, you really need to get an iPhone. I was like, well, I can't just go get an iPhone or whatever.
Guess what?
So to get her to shut up about it, I switched phones with my stepbrother. He had like an iPhone 5. Me and him switched phones so that way I didn't have to.
Oh, I thought she was going to say that Amber Lynn bought her one because that's totally in character.
Hear about it anymore.
Oh.
Because at that point, me and her had been FaceTiming on my iPod.
But it had to be FaceTime. Couldn't just call on the phone.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
It was dumb.
Oh my God. But like literally, she would want to do that with me. And I just...
No, Tella, this story is from years ago. This is a story from like 2017, I guess. 2018, maybe. Yeah, that was a different person. You see, Amber Lynn has never had a problem getting these thirsty bitches to DM her and flirt with her or, FaceTime with her or whatever. Amber Lynn has never had a problem with that, which is another reason why these self-pitying DMs are so hilarious. She's never been single for long. This is the thing. I don't get it, but that's just the way she rolls.
Wasn't about that. So I would just be like, oh, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. And then I would still actually just sit up and like watch TV for a little bit longer. Like I wasn't in the mood to talk to her. I wasn't feeling that way. We weren't dating, but she felt like because we were talking that she needed to talk to me all the freaking time when I wasn't working. And I just wasn't about that.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, did you zoom in on them? Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go. People are nuts. Don't talk bad about me. WTF? Like, what? You're supposed to say that, but what?
Right, Tiffany?
Yeah.
Did she
I don't even know how I
this?
was. Yeah. I sent her the screenshots because I don't remember why, but she had told me to text you. And I mean, it was dumb.
Why did she want you to text me?
I don't remember. Like, I remember her telling me to save your number because that was when I was like supposed to take her to meet you. And I think she just wanted to make sure we had each other's number like for that purpose. But I don't remember why she told me to text you.
Probably to see what I would say to you so you would show it to her.
Maybe.
If that makes sense. I love how you said, I'm not going to sugarcoat Amber Lynn, though. She's definitely a bird of a different feather. You'll see. You were trying to tell me.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the part that she was talking about. Like, don't talk bad about me.
She probably absolutely hated that you said, but she has her own demons to battle. And they cause issues. She probably hated that.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Who is that?
Oh, my God.
I can like barely read it.
All right, I'll read it. She said, be honest, okay? And don't try to spare my feelings, LOL. And I said, okay. She said, do you have any sort of feelings for me yet? Oh, my God. I was like, I enjoy talking to you a lot, but if you mean like falling in love, then no. Not yet. That would come after dates and spending time together, not just phone combos or texts. She's like, no, I don't mean falling in love. Yes, she did. But okay, I was just wondering. And I'm like, if you mean, do I like you? Then yes, I do. I don't want you to talk to anybody else. I'm like, what are you trying to see so you can move on to somebody already? Like, we're just hanging out. We literally just started talking. I think this had to have been like within
It
the
was
first.
it was before y'all physically met.
Yeah, it was before we physically met, because that's what I just said, not just phone combos or texts.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was like, if you mean, do I like you? Then yes, I don't want you to see anybody else. So she's like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Why did she ask you why so awkward?
I don't know where I was. Like, it was 9:30 at night. Why did she video call me
This
for
is
1
so
minute?
boring.
And then
Let's go forward.
Right. And it's like, she probably was saying that because you weren't there all the time.
no, she had got mad at me because I want to say, like, right after me and Dana officially started dating, I took some clothes over there and I took some like toiletries over there. It was because like I was spending the night there a lot. Like I didn't understand what the problem was. And she was like, "Are you moving out?" I was like, "I mean, not officially, no." And I didn't for a while.
Right. I get it, because I also didn't move out right away, but I wasn't really staying there. But my stuff was still there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to be there with you if I don't have to be.
Yeah. Well, I remember you left some stuff there, but that was just because, like, when you came, you usually were there for like a weekend or whatever because it was a long drive for you.
Well, I would come up there and I would just get what I could get, and I would stay for like a night, and then I would just get up and leave the next day. And it's like, I just did not want to be there any longer than I had to be.
Oh yeah. And
Okay, so again, the stuff is there. And this is supposedly a relationship where Becky was used and abused and financially exploited and her money stolen, and she was treated badly, and she was treated badly. Nobody can take that away from her, but it wasn't a relationship. It was a caretaker-patient relationship, and a chauffeur. She was basically an in-home health aide for the time that she and Amber Lynn were together. Okay. So if I really felt that I had been treated that badly by somebody, point one, when I moved out, I would have gotten every single item that belonged to me and I would have cleared out. None of this bullshit driving back and forth, slowly getting my shit out of the house. Nonsense. No. You get your family together, because that was the other little lie that Becky told. Oh my God, I only had $100 to move. And eventually she came clean and said, oh yeah, my friends and my family helped me move. They brought a U-Haul and they helped me move. Okay. And I sure as fuck wouldn't be going back. Okay. No way. No way would I be going back. I'd be recuperating from the bullshit of having to put up with Amber Lynn's hideousness. But I wouldn't be going through all of this. Why would you spend a weekend in an apartment with somebody who, according to you, treated you so badly? And you've made a lot of money off of that exploitation story, Becky. Let's not play games here. Come on now. And Amber Lynn had Jade, that whole other girlfriend. It doesn't make any sense. This is why it drives me crazy that Becky and Destiny are being portrayed as these two, like, victims, and Amber Lynn is the worst. Yeah, Amber Lynn's terrible, but the two of you are no prizes either, okay? Let's get that straight.
And I remember when she told me for the first time you were like coming to stay at the apartment, that's when she starts like you'll see it in the messages too, when she starts freaking out about how she wants to keep the apartment clean and all that. And she was not walking the dog like she was not walking Twinkie like she was supposed to.
Well, of course not.
She had all the cats still. Like, I hadn't taken Jax with me yet. And Jax, I don't know like what happened, but whenever we moved into the apartment, he just got to where basically he would use the litter box once, and then he just assumed the whole thing was dirty and would go where he wanted to go. So you had to constantly keep it clean. Like, I tried different litter boxes. I tried like the weird pellet kind of litter even. Like, I tried so many things to get him to stop doing that because he
He's
was
just a
always
picky
going,
guy.
oh my God, it was awful. He would always go in like laundry piles. Like if there was clothes anywhere, he would always try to go in those. He went on the bed a lot. And like even Wasabi got to where he did that because when we were in the apartment here, our roommate, I had planned on taking one of our hall closet doors off because that's where his litter box was. That way it wouldn't get accidentally closed. And of course, like we went and stayed at my dad's for the weekend. And when I came back home, it had got closed anyway, even though we warned her like a billion times that it does not need to be closed. It still got closed, and he like pooped all over that red couch that we had.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, could somebody explain this to me? Okay, I haven't owned a cat since like the early 90s. Okay. And my cat started going outside the litter box because she developed kidney disease. She never pooped outside the litter box, but she was peeing outside the litter box, and it was too much. And we took her to the vet, and she had tumors in her kidneys, and she had to be put down, which was horrible. Why would a cat go outside of the litter box like that? Because then Destiny goes on to say that they had several litter boxes, and that, the problem was with the one that was in the closet, and the roommate closed the door of the closet, and so Wasabi was going everywhere. Why do cats do that? My understanding is that cats will engage in that kind of behavior when the litter box is dirty. So somebody is not being entirely forthcoming. Somebody is not telling the truth. Somebody is not the great, pet carer that they portray themselves as. Let's continue.
Gosh, it took me so long to get it like clean, and it didn't smell like cat pee and just like poop, like it stank. And I finally got it clean, and that's when I was like, okay, this door's got to go. And
do you feel like your roommate had done that on purpose?
I don't think she did it on purpose. I really just think she wasn't paying attention, or like if she had anybody with her, like I don't know if she brought like Libby with her or like her boyfriend or like anybody, like I don't know. And they could have just done it and she just didn't notice. Especially like if she didn't even come in the house, like she could have easily sent Libby or her boyfriend in to grab whatever she needed and then dipped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, but she's also the reason my cat got out. So, I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah. I remember that story.
Okay.
Was she expecting you to come out there and do it?
I think this is when she was preparing for you to come.
Okay, can we please lay to rest the ridiculous story that it was Amberlynn's fault that Gracie got out? Remember the whole Gracie saga? It was the roommate. The roommate opened the door and Gracie got out. It was the roommate. And for years, the community has been running with the story that it was Amberlynn's fault that Gracie got out. No, sometimes animals just get out. It's something that happens. It's an accident. It's unintentional. Nobody in a million years would intentionally let an animal out. And here we have, from Destiny's own mouth, that Gracie got out because the roommate left the door open and the cat ran off. I was just watching Sean and ATX's recent live stream. Their cat got out 2 weeks ago and disappeared, and the cat came back, thank God. The cat is finally back home. It happens. And it sucks, but it happens.
Visit. And when me and Dana would go over there to, like, because this whole thing's on Sunday where she wanted to go and do her things. I was like, fine, we can do these things on Sunday, but Dana's going to come with us. And I mean, that made her mad. But I was like, if you want me to take you to do these things, that's just how it's going to be. That's just what it's going to be. And I want to say that it had been a little while since we had done that because we had gotten busy. And she was like, I want to make sure, the apartment's all together. And she was getting a lot of takeout food because she didn't drive. She didn't have a car. So she always had food delivered. And even though on Sundays, that was one of the main things she made me take her to do was grocery shop. And she wouldn't grocery shop for more than a week at a time. Like, I was like, why do I have to take you every Sunday to grocery shop and then do all these other little things that you want to do? Grocery shop for like 2 weeks at a time at least. No,
Right.
it doesn't work like that for me. And then I was
No, because she was lonely, she was manipulative, and she wanted Destiny to spend every Sunday with her. It was a manipulation tactic. And she probably ate all the food that she bought at the grocery store. Or, let the produce go bad or whatever. Come on now.
I was like, also, why am I taking you grocery shopping when you're clearly just ordering out to eat anyway?
Right. And I mean, she was having you do this 4 times a month.
Every Sunday.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I could see.
Nobody forced you, Destiny. Nobody forced you. You could have let those calls go into voicemail. Dana should have put her foot down. You didn't have to do anything. But you did. There's a lot that's being left out of this story. That is my suspicion. Yep. All right, let's continue.
Say doing it once or twice a month, but not 4 times a month.
And me and her would argue every time about, you really need to start grocery shopping more of ahead of time. But no, she only wanted to do it for like a week at a time.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, just ended up throwing most of it away because, she always bought like produce and stuff and then not eating it.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I witnessed that.
But there was like, when we would go over there on Sundays to do those things with her, like it would just be trashed. Like all the takeout stuff would be everywhere.
Of course.
She wasn't walking Twinkie, so Twinkie's stuff was everywhere.
Of course.
The cats, everything would need to be done for the cats. She was just letting it go to crap. Unless she thought you were coming over or what have you. Like,
right. And then Becky would come over and she knew that the apartment was a filthy mess because I don't believe that Amber Lynn got the place to the point where it was spick and span when Becky came over, because I'm sorry, that cat pee smell is virtually impossible to get out unless there have been tremendous advances in odor control when it comes to cat pee. No. Then Becky came over. The place was a dump. The guest bedroom was covered in shit and smelled awful. There were bed bugs. And what does Becky do? She's not in love with Amber Lynn. She doesn't want to be in a relationship. She's not interested. But no, she takes this slob who cannot take care of her own animals because she's too overweight and too lazy, and she moves her in with Ricky and Eric. Come on now.
I mean, Dana saw all that. She wasn't afraid to show Dana all that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
She wasn't embarrassed.
I literally had no idea until I saw how the guest room got, how she let it get.
Yes.
And that's when I was like, oh my God.
And you moved her in.
The reason I wanted to stay with Dana all the time is because I didn't want to sleep in the bed with her anymore. But it was like I didn't have a choice, because if I slept in the guest room, it would be disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay, and the guest room was disgusting, and it never occurred to you to clean it up. Because you have no pride, no self-respect, no nothing. So the two of you allowed it to turn into a disgusting mess, and you passive-aggressively expected the other to clean it. I don't get it. I don't get it. That is a level of filth and lack of hygiene that is incomprehensible to me.
Like, the litter box was in there, and it wasn't clean. She wasn't doing anything about it.
And we had like 3 litter boxes. We had 1 downstairs and 2 upstairs.
Okay.
I can't remember, had she even took care of the ones downstairs, or did you have to do that too?
We only had the 1 downstairs, and that was in case they shouldn't have got locked out of the room, because one of the litter boxes was in the hallway. So, or like at the top of the stairs where it wasn't really a hallway.
Okay, so you had all those litter boxes in the home, and the cats were still going outside the litter box. Put 2 and 2 together, you guys.
But
right. Yeah, that
was
little
one
area.
there that had in like that secret end table thing. And then there was one in our bathroom, but she moved it to the guest room. She should have been taking care of it. But when I was coming over, I was doing it because I would be trying to clean up so I didn't have to sleep in the same room as her. But it would end up being so nasty sometimes. It was like, if I did need to stay at my own house, I'd have to still sleep in the bed with her. And that wasn't flying with Dana. And I mean, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either. Absolutely not.
This is ridiculous.
So that's why I ended up staying with Dana more than anything. And that's probably why she's assuming I like moved out. But it was because I was barely staying home, because who wants to stay home with that?
Right, exactly. And it's like, also, dude, if you and Dana were, dating and together at that point, it would have been wrong for you to still have slept in the bed with Amber. And for her to even ask that of you is so wrong.
Yeah, but she still did it, though. She still did it. What, did Amberlynn hold a gun to your head? You couldn't have slept on the couch? Or no, the couch was covered in cat poo. All right. Hang on, guys. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. See, the other thing that's driving me crazy about all of this bullshit is Destiny would have to help clean up. She wasn't doing anybody a favor. Her name was still on the lease. And I can't even imagine what must have happened when, I'm assuming that the landlord did a walkthrough after they turned in their notice and said that they were leaving. I cannot even imagine what the landlord's reaction must have been when he or she walked into the property, into the unit, and that smell hit them. I don't even know how you would go about getting rid of that smell. And then there was the bed bug issue. Holy fucking shit, man. So, no, Destiny's not a hero for helping Amberlynn straighten up after the pets, because they would have gotten hit. Obviously, they lost their security deposit. I think that that's a given. But let's continue.
Yeah. And she would all the time. That's why. And then, like, when I did plan on spending the night at my own house, Dana would just come with me.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And that's when I started keeping the guest room cleaner. But then when we started, like, when we got and stuff and started keeping her all the time, I wasn't staying there very often either because of that. Like, I wasn't bringing her over and all that.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, that person was an avid watcher of Amberlynn, but she also was attempting to do like her own YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with her. Like, me and her pretty much sat next to each other every day at work. Like, not intentionally even. We were like put into teams at work, and she was on my team, and she just kind of sat next to me. And I always thought it was kind of weird because, like, I knew she knew who I was, but, like, she never really tried to talk to me. So I just started talking to her because I knew. Yeah,
you know what, Tiffany? That was my experience. It is impossible to get rid of. Impossible. And that was the experience that I had with my female cat. It was horrible. There was no fixing it. And it was terrible that she was so sick that this happened to her. But I can assure you that in our case, it wasn't a matter of neglecting the cat or not cleaning the cat boxes. She had tumors in her kidneys. She was very, very ill. And so my family and I had no choice but to put her down, but it was bad. It was bad, and it didn't go on for that long because at a certain point, my parents and I, because I had moved back in with them while I was looking for a job in TV, and I wasn't working. I mean, I was working full time, but it was like a whole complicated point in my life, and I had this cat, and so it didn't last long. It was maybe like a couple of days that the cat was going outside the litter box, and we took her to the vet, and that was it. Let's continue.
Because Dana had told me, because Dana had went to like high school with her. And
Right.
like it took me a minute to realize even who that was when I read these screenshots, like, or when I was reading them and screenshotting, I was like, who was that? And like I like slowly remembered it because it was like very insignificant. But she made a big deal about it, as you could see. You or Dana told blank about me saying that her eyelash was coming off in her snap. Why would you do that? Like, I try so hard to be cool with you guys and help you when you need it, buying you food, gonna pay for Cheesecake Factory, and help you when you needed your electricity on, etc. What?
I was thinking about that too. You know how she would hold this stuff over everybody's heads anytime she would do
Yeah.
something for them. But
Like-
most of the time it was her being like, I want to go out to eat. I want to go out to eat. And everybody else would be like, we don't have the money. And she'd be like, but I'll pay for it. Don't worry. And
Yeah.
make everybody go out to eat, but then hold it over your head later.
Whatever.
I don't know what she was meaning by help with our electricity, because the electricity at our house was weird. It was like prepaid. I don't know if you've ever dealt with prepaid electricity.
I've
but
never heard
basically
of
you
that.
only use what you put on the books. Like you put $20, you're gonna get $20 worth of electricity.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like,
My
it was-
sister has that.
It was so weird. And like I remember like the first time I hung out with Dana, she was saying something about her electricity, and I was like, well, here's $20. Like, how do you do that? Like, I didn't understand it. And she was like, I can't use cash. Like, I'd have to go like 30 minutes away to the office to pay cash. I was like, oh, okay, well, just keep the $20. It's whatever. But so like I don't understand how she helped with the electricity. Like, I don't remember asking her for that. I don't remember us like needing that.
Oh, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did. I'm sure that Amber Lynn, because I remember that one of the points of contention was when Amber Lynn finally cut those two leeches off, Destiny and Dana. And that's when a lot of the trouble started. And can I also remind all of you that one of the things that Destiny and Dana used to do was they used to foster animals. They were basically animal hoarders. All right. And I got into so much trouble with one of those Facebook groups. This was years ago, like 5-6 years ago, because I said, what the fuck are they doing? Okay. They're both constantly bitching about being broke. They don't have any money. You know, Amber Lynn is giving them money, but they keep on bringing animals into the house. They were bringing a lot of dogs into the house, a lot of dogs. And somebody was saying, oh, that's so mean. They're fostering dogs. They're rescuing them. Well, they couldn't afford to rescue dogs or cats or any other animal. So while they're bitching and prepaying electric and doing blah, 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 they're basically bringing a ton of dogs into their house that they could not afford to take care of. So I'm guessing who was paying to take care of those animals, because they sure as fuck couldn't. They weren't running an official rescue. They didn't have the skill, the talent, or anything else. And I remember I was very, very concerned when I heard that one of the dogs that they brought into their home was a healer. And I thought, oh, not a healer. Not a healer. You two fat bitches do not have the skill or the resources to take care of a herding dog. And where the hell did this dog come from? You know, Omegon does that too. You know, he goes out and he gathers up dogs, and then he goes and he e-begs on his channel so that his audience contributes to taking care of these animals that he cannot afford to take care of. So, but that's what they were doing. And it was very, very troubling. But yeah, you two were so broke, you had to prepay the electricity, but you've got like 10 dogs in your house. No. As your mama would say, stop the cap.
Because when I started living there, which I don't think I was living there yet, but when I started staying there all the time, I put my card on there, and I was putting like, every time we were getting paid like $100 on it. And like, it actually like built up. It wasn't getting all used. So like I don't know.
I've never heard of it either. The last time that I saw a situation where you could like quote unquote prepay, and it wasn't even like prepay. I had friends who lived in the UK, and you would have to basically, it was an ancient property. It was like council housing or whatever, and you would have to pay for the heater to go on, you know, and then you would heat the water, and then it would fill like half the tub, and then, you know, it would leave you with like this much water to sit in, and then the rest of it would be freezing cold, and you'd have to wait like 20 minutes. But that was, yeah, exactly. But this was like back in the 80s. This was years ago, years and years and years ago. I didn't know that that was a thing in the United States. I had no idea. Let's go.
And it's like, what did I do to constantly deserve people always talking about me and making me seem like some horrible person when I'm not? When I tell you to in confidence, what I tell you to in confidence is purely just for you guys' ears and not everyone else's. I respect you too and really wish y'all would respect me as well. What is that? Like, who cares that you told someone that their eyelash was coming off?
I know. She just got so upset about it.
I mean, I would want to know if my eyelash was coming off.
Oh my God. We were.
Oh my God. And the amount of shit that Callie has gotten for her wonky lashes. The amount of shit that Callie has gotten because one corner is always lifting and because her wigs look like they came from Party City. Yeah, Callie's taken a lot of shit for her shitty wigs and her stupid lashes. She seems to have pulled herself together recently. But it's a thing. You wear false eyelashes, they'll probably lift, and somebody will, you know, roast you for it. Let's continue.
Living for the way you were being, dude. Like, you were like, I told her, LOL.
Wow, what the fuck, Destiny? That's seriously not okay. She posted a status about me.
I didn't think she would get mad. She laughed and said that she wrote that on Snap. WTF.
It's really not funny at all. Look at her Facebook.
That's dumb.
This is so stupid.
Oh my God.
What are you doing? Have you decided about tomorrow? I tried calling you earlier.
Here we go again.
Why not?
Phone died.
I need to go grocery shopping.
Okay.
And tomorrow is Sunday.
We will one of the days I take you out. Can't happen tomorrow. Sorry.
There is a lot I have to get before Beck comes, and it's like you don't even care. I have not even gotten my blanket.
What does she even mean by that? What blanket?
I don't know. Like, you know how she was. Like, she liked to have the blankets over her, like to cover herself. So
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, she had to cover herself all the time so nobody else was looking at her ankles.
I want to say there was a blanket that she saw at Target, but she didn't get it, and she wanted to go again and like made up her mind to get it. So
so she wanted you to take her to go get it before I came over.
Yeah, and you know where Target is? Lexington.
Mm-hmm. So she was expecting you to take her from Berea all the way to Lexington.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the date was for this one, but like I said, I didn't move out. I'll move out until like May.
Right.
I was there 90% of the time because of a situation she put me in when I went home. So
what situation?
That was still just a lot of back and forth anyway.
Oh God, yeah.
All right, so where were we? Okay, first of all, I don't have to care. I told you I would help you, and I am. Just because it's not on your time doesn't mean I don't care. Second of all, you've had like literally a month to either order it or take you.
I think
not my fault.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no way this is destiny.
This is so retarded.
Oh, okay, I see what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, or I take you, not my fault.
Yeah. Anybody, because at this point she had been fired.
I thought she had quit.
She quit. I mean, they technically fired her because she quit showing up, but she quit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
she just didn't go back. All right.
Yeah, she just didn't go back at all. Like, she just gave up on it. And so, like, my money was going in there. And like I said, unless she got paid from, like, YouNow or YouTube, she didn't have any money. So, and I mean, me and Dana were strapped. Like, I was still paying half the rent at our apartment. I was helping Dana with her rent and, like, all these other things going on.
That sounds so stressful.
Wow, we learned something. Thank you, Tizzy.
Like, when she would get paid, which you'll see that eventually, when she would get paid from, like, YouTube or YouNow, she'd want me to go to the ATM and get all of it out in cash and then bring it to her.
Every single month.
Yeah.
So
Or like,
Oh my God.
I know YouTube's like around like the 21st or whatever, but now was like a different time of the month.
So you'd have to do it more than once.
Yes.
Oh my
All
God,
because
that's
she wouldn't go to
frustrating.
Social Security and get her stuff fixed.
That is so frustrating.
It really was. Okay, then.
why in all these grocery and Cheesecake Factory and other Target and Walmart and other things, why didn't you take her fat ass to a bank and have her open her own bank account? What is wrong with these women? The hell is wrong with these people?
Thumbs.
And then when do you plan on coming over to do the trash? This is the only thing I need help with. Oh, and I need help with hanging paintings. That's it. I did everything else by myself.
Oh
One of the
boy.
days I take you.
I know you don't have to care about me, but I still care about you, and would help you if you needed it. Blank and blank literally won't help me with shit. I feel like I am trapped. It is scary as F.
Then lose some weight, you ham planet. Lose some weight. Pull yourself together. Learn how to fucking drive. Stop trying to emotionally blackmail people. And all the people in the circle, stop giving into this shit. The only way to break somebody of the habit of learned helplessness is to say no. Put your foot down. Get an Uber. Get a Lyft. Hire a car service. You know, hire a service to help you with all these, like, errands and shit. No sympathy for anybody involved in this situation. You're all pathetic.
Because you aren't the responsibility, and you're not mine either. I can't be running you around all the time after this week.
Hey,
I'm done for a
Marcinus.
while. You'll have to figure it out for yourself.
So you won't be taking me grocery shopping at all after this week? Can you imagine if this was the other way around?
Amber Lynn, you're 26 years old. Act like it.
Imagine.
Oh my God.
And you know how old I was? 20. I couldn't even. No, I was 21. I had just turned 21 though. Yeah, we were 19 when I was 19 when we started talking.
That's a kid. 19 is still a kid. Oh my.
Oh, be careful. Be careful, Becky. Somebody's going to say that Amber Lynn is a PDF for dating a 19-year-old. That is all the rage these days. They're going to say that you're mentally slow and you were 19 and that Amber Lynn preyed on you. This is what we've come to, where a chronological adult dating another adult that's a few years older than they are, maybe even 10 years older than they are, that means that that person's a PDF. It's pathetic. And a lot of people let these idiots in girl world get away with those accusations. It's funny, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Modding them in chat. Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you here. You're such a breath of fresh air. But that person is running around calling everybody a PDF and a predator and, calling Keemstar a PDF when he's engaged to a whole-ass grown woman. But yeah, sure, let's go on.
Oh my God.
I do everything for myself. I just don't have a car, Destiny. What WTF do you expect from me?
Learn how to drive. You don't want to spend that kind of money on a car. Your credit is crap. You'll have to buy one flat out or go to some crap hole place that doesn't check credit and get some scrap. My car is fine, but like you said, don't want to do it. That literally offended me.
Yeah, because do you remember that when she was going to buy my car, either for you or for herself or
No,
whatever?
no.
Because I had got my new car and I was trying to sell my car at first, and then me and Dana wanted to keep it for her to drive, and then I ended up still selling it. But she wanted my car for so long, and then she just up and changed her mind.
Yeah.
Offended you? WTF? All you ever do is offend me. You're so damn rude to me. Why would I want to buy your car off of you after the way you treat me? What does buying a car have to do with the way I treat
Oh, for
you?
God's sake.
Right.
Like literally, a car is still a car that you obviously need.
Exactly. So do you want the car or not?
All I ever do. Oh, wait. No, I think I skipped some. Oh, wait. No, that was right. All I ever do is stick up for you, give you extra money, and still ignore the fact that you disrespect me constantly.
Disrespect. Good night.
Exactly why I will not buy your car.
Yeah, sure. You gave no craps.
Did you pay the internet bill and electricity?
I think you totally ignored her, didn't you?
Yeah, for a little while.
I don't blame you. Can you stop finding things to I've already told you about both of those.
The internet stopped working for a minute. That's why I asked. I'm not trying to find things to about. Damn.
I'm just like, that's what happens to internet, man. That happens sometimes. It cuts in and out.
Oh my
Like, it
god.
cut out for 2 seconds. Destiny she didn't pay the internet bill.
She's just justifying why she wanted to bother me.
Yes, exactly.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
crazy.
I know. I didn't try to screenshot all those poems because they get a little freaky deaky. Let's see. If Beck's family member has her baby this week, we aren't hanging out this weekend. I'm just hoping she doesn't have her baby yet. I'm seriously so effing sad.
That is so awful that she was not wanting my great nephew to be born.
You know, I have a feeling I would love to see what preceded that message. I have a feeling that that message is completely out of context because I don't trust either of these two. I think that they're both shady. I think they're both liars. And I think that they're both opportunists. And I think that they've cropped all of these DMs to make themselves look like heroes or victims. I would like to know why Amber Lynn said that, why she was so sad and blah, blah, blah. I have no idea.
Literally, because it was okay, right?
Yeah.
How long ago that was?
Yeah, that was 2017. He's like about to be 8.
8 years ago.
Oh my God.
8 years
Yes.
ago.
Like,
Freaking crazy.
that's so offensive though. Like, why would you like I don't know how far along she was, but why would you want her to take longer to have a baby? Like, that's miserable.
I know. He was already overdue anyway.
Oh my God.
She just really didn't
I
care.
hope she doesn't have a baby.
We're skipping.
How the fuck is she supposed to have a baby? She doesn't have a fucking uterus, you idiot. All right, let's continue.
Whatnot. I feel like they are going to go potty on my bed though.
How long would she leave them alone? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't remember why she was hanging out with them like without you.
No, I found that out and I was just like, this is kind of weird because I was at work. I didn't know that was happening.
That she was hanging out with your friends.
No, I didn't.
See, I don't know why I thought that you were there too. So that is weird.
No, she was just hanging out with them without my knowledge.
Is
I
that a
don't know, like,
problem?
I know she would ask me to go like check on them if it was like more than a couple days or something.
That's just
Wait a
so
minute. What's going
weird.
on here?
For the most part, like a little bit, but I don't think you were even hanging out like a lot yet.
Right. No, we weren't.
I need to give you the money Saturday morning for sure because hella bills are due. I know we were supposed to hang out the whole weekend, but she has to work tomorrow. Her job effing sucks.
Damn.
I stayed the night at last night, going to again tonight. Hope the cats are okay.
Oh, wait. When she's talking about hanging out with Becky's friends, was that Hannah and Rafe? And haven't they both transitioned? Aren't they both under the impression that they're men now? I saw a picture of Rafe with facial hair. It doesn't do her any favors. Okay, she didn't have much to work with initially, but I have a feeling that that's who she's referring to.
Awesome. They should be.
I made sure to leave food and whatnot. I feel like they are going to go potty on my bed though.
Great. How long would she leave them alone? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't remember why she was hanging out with them like without you.
No, I found that out and I was just like, this is kind of weird because I was at work. I didn't know that was happening.
So
That
what?
she was hanging out with your friends.
No, I didn't.
So what?
See, I don't know why I thought that you were there too.
What do you mean you didn't know she was hanging out with your friends? Didn't she put it on the internet? I seem to remember seeing videos of her hanging out with Hannah and Rafe. Because Hannah and Rafe were not exactly two oil paintings. They're hard to forget, you know? Why is it that Becky doesn't know anything? Why is it that Becky has no idea that something happened when the entire fucking internet knew it happened? But okay.
So that is weird.
No, she was just hanging out with them without my knowledge.
I don't know. Like,
And?
I know she would ask me to go like check on them if it was like more than a couple days or something.
That's just so weird. I just don't know why you would do that in the first place.
I don't know. It's like she wanted them, but she didn't want to be like that responsible for them.
Right. And it makes me wonder, does she do that now? I really hope not.
Her mom is
I want to know
there.
if they were actually being taken care of when she was in wherever, like when Rarity went missing. I mean, well, no, she obviously took them with her.
Right. But it's like she had, I don't know if she'd ever done that before. Took her animals anywhere.
That was
Well, it's
crazy.
also like, why did you go visit somebody and expect to stay for that long?
Right.
Like it's a visit, not a move-in. I think that's maybe what she was expecting.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it
but I think
was.
what she was hoping, like, if I bring all my stuff, then maybe she'll let me move in.
I don't know. That whole situation was weird.
For sure. Not if the litter box is clean.
It's not
Exactly.
because I haven't been there. I was gonna have you stop by and check, but didn't want to bother you.
Won't be that way at all.
True.
Sorry.
It's okay.
All right.
What time are you coming tomorrow?
I drank too much last night and I don't feel very good. I don't feel up to it today.
That was a lie.
I'm sure it was.
Excellent
I've never
question.
been hungover in my whole life. I've never puked. I've never like woken up like nasty, like nothing. And
Mm.
I mean, I've gotten like blackout drunk, and I've never had a hangover. Like,
I kind of get that. I've really not had a hangover either. Like I would get really drunk, but the next morning I'd be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've woken up still a little tipsy, but I've never woken up hungover at all.
Lucky you.
Like, never.
You don't want to go
Yeah.
through it.
Can we do it in the blank tomorrow? Can we do it in blank tomorrow?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What? I don't know. What's blacked out?
Oh, where I was from.
Oh, Beck has an appointment for her ankle tomorrow at 8. We can do it afterwards. Oh yeah, that's when you broke your ankle.
Mm-hmm.
You stepped in that pothole.
I
Probably
sure
trying to
did.
get a little room between you and her. Because how would you have not noticed a pothole?
Dude, I just was walking in it was a Save-A-Lot parking lot
Mm.
in Eastern Kentucky, and I did not know that hole was there. And I fell and hurt my ankle, and it was messed up forever. And it turns
I
out that
know.
my uncle's ex-wife fell in the same parking lot
Mm.
Oh my god!
and sued them.
And sued them.
I know that you tried to, but nothing ever came of that, right?
No, I sued them too, and I got a little settlement from it.
Oh my God. So I see. The Williams clan. The Williams clan is into the slip and fall grift. The white trash grift. Oh my God. Oh my God. I stepped in a pothole. I better get me a lawyer. Honestly, you see those slip and fall lawyers advertised on billboards on the highway, and I just shake my head and say, yep, fucking redneck lottery, the hillbilly lottery. I slipped at the Save-A-Lot parking lot. I'm going to get me some money. Why don't you watch where you're going, you fat heffalump? It's pathetic.
Oh, okay.
But that's what
I
paid my doctor bills, my physical therapy stuff, because I had to take like extensive physical therapy. For
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
I remember it was messed up for a long time. Was it your driving ankle?
Yeah, it was my right foot,
Oh my gosh!
and I was
That-
still having to drive.
oh
with it.
no.
It was. Oh my god! You drove with it.
I had to. I was the one that had to take myself to my appointments and stuff.
Oh my god! I never
I had
even
nobody else who could.
I broke my ankle right before Christmas in 2022. I was literally just walking at work. Like I had walked, like I work at, so I walked from my desk to the nurse's station, and someone had brought a Starbucks. I literally just grabbed my Frappuccino and was walking back to my desk, and my ankle just literally went like made a loud popping sound, and
Nobody
I just was on the ground.
cares.
Like, I
Nobody
didn't even
cares.
drove me, and they were like, "Yeah, clean break."
Oh my god, dude! How does that even happen?
Wobbling on.
No, I only go to that one and Blake. Just leave me alone.
Correct,
You were
Grace.
like, just leave me alone. And of course, you didn't say anything to that.
You don't have to just go to the one in blank, though. It can be any. I'm trying to make things easier for you.
I don't care, Amberlynn. Holy, quit caring about yourself for 1 minute. I don't feel good today. I'll do it next time you are home.
I never care about myself. That's the problem.
Oh God.
Yeah, okay. Nothing with you is easy, by the way. You've always got to be complicated. I'm tired of dealing with you.
I'm sorry.
No, like for real. That's so true, though.
Not trying to be complicated. If I could do it by myself, I would have already had done it. I only ask for help when I truly need it now. Other than that, I try not to bother you. Yet I gave you $20 for your birthday. I'm not that bad, Destiny.
Yeah, I gave you $20 for your birthday. See, she held it over your head.
$20.
You know what, Destiny? I think that you need to stop bullshitting, and I think that you need to sit down and do a tally of how much money Amberlynn gave you and Dana over the years, and then how much money she gave you after, if anything. There is a lot that's missing here. These are all very, very old messages when everybody was broke as a joke. But keep in mind, Destiny and Dana were bringing tons of animals into the house to foster them or rescue them or whatever, animals that they could not afford to take care of. They could barely afford to take care of themselves for some reason, even though they were both working. And yet she's like, oh my God, Amberlynn, what a piece of shit. She gave me $20. No, she gave you guys a lot more than that. A lot more than that over the years. Stop bullshitting. We see you.
Whoa, $20. Not saying I don't appreciate it, but I'm struggling. I only asked for more so I could do my credit card payments and have some gas. That way I could buy myself something. But no, that 20 is going to gas and nothing else. Just leave me alone. When it doesn't go your way, you act like a 3-year-old about it.
I'm sorry that I'm not bathing you in money. I was going to give you more money for taking me to Verizon, and on top of that, give you my phone.
I was just going to ask for gas money and a new case for it.
And I probably would have done that.
I just can't do it today.
This is what I was talking about with the phone stuff. Either of those. She had wanted to switch back to her iPhone, like actually using her iPhone, like with service on it. And I had got water damage to my phone. I was still using it, but the battery just didn't last. Like, that's the only thing. Like, I had fried my battery, basically. Yeah. And I really was like, if you're not going to be using that phone, because she wasn't going to vlog with it, and she was saying that she wanted to change the service over to her other phone. So it's like, that phone's literally just going to be sitting there. Let me use it so I don't have to deal with my Bobo phone dying all the time. And she was making the biggest deal about it. Like, at first she asked me to pay for it. And I was like, it's literally on our phone plan. Like, we're still paying on it. Why do I need to pay you for it? Like, it was so dumb. And I don't know. Like, I literally convinced her to get that phone. And then she was like, I was going to give you my phone.
And yet you continue to go over there and haul her fat ass around on Sunday and untangle that rat's nest poop bun on her head and do all this other shit. Why? Why did you do that? If she was this manipulative, and I have no reason to doubt that that's exactly what she was like, because we've seen it. Why does anybody think that this is so damning? Why, Karina Kaboom has made like 4 videos out of this, each one with a more exaggerated, hysterical, clickbaity title. There's nothing here. There is nothing here that is wildly incriminating or anything else. I see nothing here. But congrats to the two of you for making money off of this boring, embarrassing DM dump that reveals absolutely nothing that we didn't already suspect.
Sure you were. No idea. Should not be too bad, like 20 at the most.
Are you going to get my money out tomorrow and bring it to me?
Yeah.
You can get a life jacket if it is no more than $20, and if you swear on everything, you'll bring me my money tomorrow.
Hey.
You're welcome.
Thanks. I'm still pretty sore at you, though.
Sore?
Mad.
Sorry.
It just doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever.
I'm buying you a life jacket. Stop being rude to me. Seriously.
Maybe I shouldn't, because you're literally just going to hold it over my head just like you always do.
I did not get a life jacket.
Of course you didn't.
I mean, I could have. But I didn't because of all of this. Like, I was just like, it's whatever. And like, we were just going to Holly Bay.
Right.
So I was like, it's literally whatever. I just didn't get one.
I mean, it's easy to go to Holly Bay and not have to use a life jacket because you could touch for a long time anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I could find any, they have like cheap ones now at Walmart, but we were at Walmart and I couldn't find one that was less than like $40. I didn't think they were going to be that expensive. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. That's going to be a whole thing.
You could say you're nice to get for people, but when you don't get your way from them, you hold it over their head that you did this and bought that. That's not how you treat people.
No one is perfect. I need to work on, I get it.
She never worked on that. She still does it to this day.
Okay.
It's the fact that she just admitted to it too. She was just like, yeah, that's who I am.
No one is perfect.
What are y'all doing today?
Nothing.
Have y'all decided what you're doing for New Year's?
We have blank, so we did Santa Claus.
Cute. I didn't get her anything this year.
She's fine.
Because you know how it was every time I'd bring her with us. She would get all that stuff for her. I mean, she enjoyed it, but I mean, all that stuff, I would have to take it home and figure out what to do with it. And I'm like,
You see. So in addition to giving Dana and Destiny, those two deadbeats, money, she was also buying gifts for nieces, nephews, family members, whatever. So it wasn't just cash money. It was also gifts. And apparently she was getting a lot of gifts for this kid, whoever the kid is. Interesting that they gloss over this point. This is why I want a running tally, not only of how much money she gave Destiny and Dana, but how much she spent on gifts for Destiny's family. That I would also like to know.
You got to quit buying her all this stuff. This is between me and her and Dana.
Oh, this right here?
Mm-hmm.
What?
You ignored my question.
Oh, yeah. We are going to our friend JC's.
That's my BFF, man. Y'all asked us what we were doing, and then we said nothing, and then y'all said you weren't doing anything else. Kind of thought y'all would come over. That's because that was the first time I was going to be hanging out with JC, like, ever outside of work. Like, she was my, like, work BFF. Yeah. And I was kind of nervous to go over there because my other best friend I was meeting for the first time. And, like, I didn't know, like, how that would be. Like, I mean, I didn't know her yet, so, like, she wasn't my BFF yet. And I was like, I don't know if I want to go over there and be drinking, especially, like, and so, yeah, that was a whole thing. And so, like, we kept being on the fence about it. Because I was like, I mean, we could go hang out with them. And it was New Year's, and it was the first New Year's, like, since my mom had passed.
God,
and
you two are so
fucking
boring.
Like, not that I didn't want to hang out with y'all, but, I mean, Amberlynn's not the greatest person to be around. So, I mean.
Yeah, I know that. I get it.
I went to JC's, and she actually surprised me. She had got my mom a birthday cake and had me blow out the candles on it and, like, everything. Like, she had this whole thing planned. So I'm really glad I didn't, like, bail. And then, like I said, that's, like, my best friend now. Like, she is one of my best friends, like, the best. So not too mad about it. So, like, I had all of that going on that we weren't telling anybody about. And then this is when Amberlynn would not leave us alone about wanting to hang out all the time.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that was a really rough time, wasn't it? But look at this manipulation. We mentioned JC's too.
Guess you chose the best of the two options. Ha 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 ha. Oh, well.
Thank you,
it's
Kay.
not better or anything.
Might be the first year I'm not going anything.
Don't pull that. We waited, LOL, but it got late. Oh, this is not the same conversation. This is after that. This is her mini brands.
Oh,
and this is after you guys had hung out with us for my birthday.
Oh, that's a haul of miniatures. One of the things that Amberlynn was hoarding: the miniatures, the earrings, the journals, the croc charms. Buying those shitty DVDs for Becky. That's a lot of fucking miniatures. And trust me, I am obsessed with miniatures. Like, obsessed. I love miniatures. And I don't collect them because I can see myself getting obsessed. By the way, if you guys are at all interested in miniatures and dolls and all that kind of stuff, check out my Froggy stuff on YouTube. She creates dioramas. She creates, like, an entire Sephora, an entire Blockbuster Video. She created a Lush that was amazing. She does great work with miniature. She's incredibly creative, and she has a great storage system for her miniatures. But Amberlynn was like, no, I think I'm just going to buy, like, 1,000 of those balls with, like, the miniature. No. Drives me crazy, the amount of money she pissed away. The amount of money she wasted on junk. Incredible.
Yes.
And we had
And
slept
she got
all
mad 'cause we
day.
didn't hang out for her birthday.
Yeah, which was
Like,
literally just right after that. That's basically the same thing.
Rachel, why did I have the feeling that of all the people who responded in chat, it would be you who would step forward and talk about my Froggy stuff? I am obsessed with my Froggy stuff. She is one of the most talented creators on the platform in terms of not only the fact that she's so good with her dolls and her miniatures, but the stuff that she creates. Incredible. And she's so pleasant and so charming. And I love her channel. I love her channel. You know, miniatures are the top seller at our store, The Attic. And there's this kid who comes in and he buys a lot of miniatures. He's about as crazy and obsessed with miniatures as I am. And one time when he came into the store, I showed him the link to my Froggy stuff so that he would get inspired and build his own. He's building his own diorama. But I said, you know, this is how you can store them. This is, you know, blah, blah, blah. I love my Froggy stuff. I think she is absolutely incredible. She's one of the only people who's created a channel on YouTube that's not a complete waste of time.
Thing.
Yeah. But it's because you had stuff planned for her birthday. But she had given us $300 for coming over there, like, on your birthday. Not that's not what she gave us $300 for. She gave it to us for Christmas. Right. And yes, y'all slept all day because y'all's sleep schedule was so weird, and now we know why.
We had to. We had to sleep all freaking day and stay up all night.
And we literally, like, she was mad that with that money we didn't get her a birthday or Christmas gift. But we literally went and spent it on the kids. Like, we didn't even get each other anything.
Holy crap. So she gave you that money and was wanting you to get her a birthday gift and Christmas gift out of it?
Yeah, that's
okay,
what she's
this
saying
is getting
right
on my nerves.
For your birthday. I texted her the night of, and that's when she told me she didn't do it. We get our stimulus checks tomorrow, and that's another reason I wanted to come so we could do something for your birthday. And I'm not comfortable going to this party. I told Destiny that the girl having it had changed the plans a lot. I don't know hardly any other people, and I'd rather just be with friends I'm comfortable with. I told Destiny this.
See, now Dana, she said all that, but she didn't care either way what we did. She was just trying to make Amberlynn feel better because she didn't like dealing with Amberlynn either. Like,
oh, I know.
Like, she definitely, like, just tried to be like the buffer so that way Amberlynn wouldn't be like mad at us or going off on us. Just tried to be like a median type thing because I didn't care to make her mad, but she didn't want to deal with it. So she just, like I said, just kind of be a buffer.
Right. And I get that. But it was also kind of hard for her to be that way too, because I remember her and Amber fighting sometimes too. And it's because Amber would just, you know, be Amber. And then Dana would try to be as nice as she could. And then she just couldn't anymore. She'd snap.
Yeah. Cause Dana's a very not confrontational person. Like, she doesn't do that kind of thing. So, like, when
I was totally down for cooking and she's like, nope, we're ordering.
Y'all were living in Lexington though. It was a good time. It was time to be alive.
That's true.
But don't feel obligated to come. I'm afraid of COVID anyhow.
My damn car won't. Sorry, my car won't start. I went out on my break and nothing. My brother's on his way to fix it right now. I remember when you guys were having really bad car problems.
Oh my gosh, I ended up having to let that car go back too. It was so much. We were like between cars for a little while after this. Sounds like y'all shouldn't drive super far anyhow. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. We want you both here. I just got done bawling my eyes out because I'm scared for my health. I'm so sad. I need you guys. I need to laugh. I need to have fun. Please come. Becky also got some shirts and socks for his birthday.
Oh my God.
Whoops.
I've been so restless all day. All I want to do is spend money. I think I'm manic. IDK.
LMA, you've said it like every time.
Right,
so
SARS?
He changed his name. Oh God.
Oh, it's because she kept saying something about y'all going to Eric and Ricky's, but it kept autocorrecting it to Rocky's.
Oh, that's funny.
And she kept doing it. It was like 3 times over.
Rockies. You're probably like, wait, who's Rocky? Okay, so I guess he changed.
Yeah, it was weird.
Go spend money. Get it out of your system.
I did yesterday.
On what?
I bought 57 lipsticks at Meijer. I was
57 fucking lipsticks. Yeah, that's right. Because I remember she was also hoarding the candles, the body sprays. She bought all of those Kardashian perfumes. I wonder whatever happened to those. She bought all those garbage perfumes from like the drugstore. She bought those cheap designer knockoff purses on Amazon. And all of that money went up in smoke. 57 lipsticks. Even at my worst, at like the peak of the makeup frenzy on YouTube, I have never purchased 57. I don't think I even owned 57 lipsticks in total. Even at my worst. And I was pretty bad for a while. 57 fucking lipsticks. Amber Lynn, god damn it. One of these days, you're going to wake up, you're going to open your eyes, and you're going to say, all that money I was earning, and I have nothing to show for it, not fuck all. I gave it all away to a bunch of deadbeat loser ex-girlfriends. They're, grifting hillbilly families. And I spent it all on garbage that I don't even own anymore. Probably threw it all away, got rid of it on Marketplace for pennies on the dollar. And no savings, no nothing. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
I was so embarrassed to check out.
I remember this. I was embarrassed too. You should have seen the look on the cashier's face.
I was about to say, did y'all go through self-checkout?
Nope. No, we didn't. It was an actual cashier.
I can finally admit it.
How much did you spend on lipstick?
It was over $300, so it wasn't bad. He wants to go to Home Goods.
On lipstick.
Not so bad. Go.
What y'all doing?
Nothing.
I wish y'all were closer.
I bet you were like, no, I don't. We are a lot closer now than before. What's that?
Wait, what is this?
It was his birthday.
That's so awful.
Did y'all get upset with my joke? No, we've been busy and Destiny's phone was in the car.
No, LOL.
Oh, okay. Beck was worried. LOL.
I'm sure it was me who was worried about it.
When
we get paid Thursday. If we get paid Thursday and Dana gets her stimmy, so we will have bank. So next weekend we should be Gucci, hopefully.
Hopefully, LOL.
Yes.
And this is when she sent us all that stuff about that cabin or whatever.
Oh my God, yeah. What's that? A cabin?
Ha 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 ha. Destiny, do you not know what a cabin is? Beck wants to stay in a cabin with y'all one of these days in the future. I'll be choosing the cabin, though, because there's a certain kind of hot tub I want to have in it.
I know. That's exciting, LOL. Just let us know.
Yeah, for sure, boo.
Wow, I wonder who was paying for all that.
Thinking, what? I was thinking March or April, but if y'all need more time than that, then maybe June or July.
No, not in the summer. I want to go in the spring.
Not sure when we will be able to afford it.
You're getting a stimulus check and income tax. You can say bills all you want, but it's very possible to save while working and getting those things. Give yourself a goal and then work towards it. Best advice I could give. Okay, but she doesn't understand that my car was breaking down and I had to buy a new car with my taxes.
Okay.
Right. And another thing is you guys were also taking care of the kids. You had your own stuff going on. It's like that wasn't important. And I was willing to be like, yeah, let's give it some more time. And if you can, cool.
But she was like, no, we're not doing that.
And she was also like, no, we have to get a certain kind of cabin because I got to have the hot tub that is in the ground already. I cannot be stepping up into it. And I'm like, do you know how hard this is going to be to
everything to me or whatever?
Right.
And she turned it around on me, saying that like she basically said that I was like doing too much for the kids and I wasn't giving her enough attention, which was that was hard. And she understood that too. But she was like, we don't have to do these things for the kids. You just want to. And it's like we never got any time to ourselves or anything. So,
right, but they also needed you. They were kids.
Yeah. And I mean, it was really just that was staying with us. It wasn't all of them. Yeah. And that's just because he couldn't go with either of his parents. Like they didn't know what to do with him. They treated him like crap. So we had him.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, there was a kid staying with you who couldn't stay with either of his parents because they treated him like crap. And oh my God, what a mess. What a fucking mess. So you had the kid, you had the animals. We're almost done, you guys.
Right. And I mean, what was I supposed to say? She was like, well, you don't give me the attention I deserve because you're always worried about them. But like at that point, like I was letting her go and do stuff all the time with her friends. Like, I mean, not letting her, like I never let her or anything. Like,
Right, but she was going.
I was like she was always just like making plans with her friends and going and doing the thing. So that just left me to do whatever we were gonna do.
Right.
So like, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. I think she was making an excuse, honestly. And so there was that whole thing. And I was like, fine, you want us to spend time together? Let's go to Knoxville. And because we got that stimulus check, it still wasn't that expensive of a hotel room. But we went and stayed at a hotel and just kind of spent like the weekend together. Like, we went around, went out to eat. We were supposed to go to the zoo, but it was too cold. It was like,
why the hell would you agree to go on vacation with somebody who's this demanding, this overbearing, this clingy, this much of an asshole, years after you broke up? Why would you do that? I seem to get the impression that it's because she was paying for it, right, Destiny? Isn't that right? Let's drop the bullshit. Why would anybody put up with this shit? Why would anybody do that? You could have, again, not responded. You could have blocked her. There's so many things that you and Dana could have done, and yet you didn't. And there's only one reason, and it's not because you felt sorry for her, and it's not because of any of that other shit. It's because she was giving you money. Be honest. For once in your life, be honest.
January, I think. We were like, I don't want to walk around the zoo for that long in this cold weather.
Right, can't blame you.
Right, Rachel?
So the fact that she threw that in my face that we were going to Knoxville, but she didn't know.
Totally agreed.
All of it. Yeah.
Right. Dang. So I'm so tired of arguing with you, dude. You don't try to talk to me either. We've got so much on our plates and you're adding extra stress. Why are you ruining the surprise? I have her Dana. She's got no idea. And I budgeted this weekend because Dana deserves this weekend. We have never done something like this before. I don't have to explain myself to you. You don't feed, clothe, or house me.
Yeah. That was another thing. She ruined the whole surprise.
Oh my God. So Dana didn't know.
No, she was in the group chat. Yeah, no, I only had told because I told him he was going to have to go stay with his mom for that weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with you. ... And I thought Dana knew.
Exactly.
My bad. Tell blank not to read the messages on here.
Tell her not to read the messages on here. I literally told you it was a surprise.
Every time Combo gets more adult, you always say that we are going. No, you didn't.
What? I'm just tired of when we make plans, you act like my parent or some. You are doing this. How are you doing this? Why this? What about that? I can't do that right now, Amberlynn. I can't. And I must have forgot to tell you. My bad.
It's just annoying that I give you $300 for Christmas. I gave both of you money for your birthdays, etc., and you get me nothing. You didn't even tell me happy birthday. It's shitty. Almost like one-sided friendship. Dana shouldn't be here. The surprise. Then when I go to tell you how I feel, you get mad at me. Becky and I were simply just saying, we want to go to a cabin with y'all. We are giving you 4 months in advance to save up. And you acted as if that was
impossible.
Possible when I see you spending money all the time. And I never
you
said
guys
anything.
Ignored that.
How many people message her?
I don't know. Stop being bitchy to her.
WTF are you talking about? How come I'm never allowed to tell you guys how I feel? It's absolutely ridiculous. See? She didn't know what we were talking about at first, and then she was like, well, that's just how I feel.
Okay, you know what?
She was trying to mask, like, she was trying to be all sly about it, but then when you call her out, she's like, how come I'm never allowed to tell you how I feel? You can. It's the way you say.
Okay, that's enough. There are like 2 minutes left. I think we got the point. So we learned absolutely nothing. Nothing. Somehow Karina Kaboom stretched out this non-tent into like what, 4 or 5 videos with screaming titles. Abuse, this and that. Absolutely unbelievable. And of course, Snowflake and Jordy, I don't watch them, so I don't know what they said, but we got through it, you guys. I didn't think we would. I didn't think we'd manage. There are no victims here. There's not a single victim. Where are the victims? I don't see the victims. I see a bunch of childish, ridiculous, selfish, greedy, women who have arrested development do not know how to act. That's all I see. I see learned helplessness. I see a lot of opportunism, and I see greed. This is what I see. Okay, you guys, I really appreciate all of you. I'm going to enjoy what is left of my Sunday. And I appreciate you all being here. Watch Adolescence on Netflix. I promise you, you will not regret it. It is one of the best miniseries I have seen in a very, very, very long time. It is outstanding. Okay, and we'll talk about it next time. Okay, once I finish watching it. All right, you guys, thanks again. And I will see you guys the next time. Thanks, everybody.